call it the big time. Got your name in lights. Now you're gonna shine. Got them in your sights.
You're just trying to find a way out. I don't want to tell you how to live, but I just don't want you to miss. And I don't mean to scare you. I want you to live, and I dare you to give this life all you have. Yeah, all you have. Don't miss, just make. Don't get it twisted. We're on a mission to live life legendary. Yeah, we are legendary. We are legendary. We are not ordinary. We are legendary. You will remember our names. We are legendary. Extraordinary, we are legendary. You will remember our names. Strength in our blood. You're one of us. You're one of us. There's strength in our blood. You're one of us. You're one of us. We are legendary, we are not ordinary, we are legendary. You will remember our names. We are legendary, living extraordinary. We are legendary. You will remember our names. You will remember our names. You will remember our names.
Welcome into Dragon Stadium for the first time in 2025. The Carroll home opener right now will be delayed at least by a few minutes due to weather. There is lightning in the area as we welcome you into the broadcast booth. Chris Blake with Robert Clayton on the Clayton Real Estate pregame show. Carroll's set to host Hebron tonight in the Dragons' second and, believe it or not, final non-district game of the year. A matchup between a pair of teams that met twice last season. Carroll beat Hebron in week 2, 59-16, and then ran into the Hawks again in the third round of the playoffs, coming away with a very close 42-37 win. And Robert, it's hard to believe, but here we are 2 weeks in a row, and we have lightning in the area delaying the start of a game.
Well, if it's any indication of the weather following us from Midland, hopefully the result tonight is exactly the same that we saw and witnessed in Midland, Texas.
Well, and this is a matchup that on paper looks like a good rematch from last year's third-round playoff game for the Dragons. This is a Hebron team that returns a lot of starters, particularly on the offensive side of the ball, and had an emphatic 31-3 win over Jesuit in week 1.
Yeah, it is a little bit of a different team. You know, defensively, they graduated a lot of, I say, studs on that front. And it's a different team from last year. They don't have Patrick Creighton Jr., who's now at Rice. He led that offense, and he really developed over time. That's one thing that Coach Towles said is that, you know, the team that Southlake played week 2 last year was a completely different team in the playoffs. And so I think this year they're going through a little bit of the same transition as well. But all in all, it is still a very skilled team, Chris.
And the Dragons, meanwhile, last week coming away with a big 49-0 win over Midland. Carroll dominating really in all facets of the game. Bulldogs really struggled to move the ball at all offensively, gaining just 140 total yards. And Carroll did a really nice job in the passing game in particular.
They did. They took their opportunities. We thought, hey, you've got to dominate the line of scrimmage. That was the one thing. Being able to run the ball early opened up the passing game. It allowed Rennie to connect. They made some big plays. And ultimately, that defense for Southlake was phenomenal versus that option run.
We'll talk a little bit about these guys in more detail as we continue on our pregame show in a little bit, but had to be impressed with the 2 new faces at running back for the Dragons in Brooks Biggers and Harrison Phillips.
You know, I think any stage is a big stage, especially for those who haven't hit the big stage for Southlake. You know, Biggers being a transfer, he came in, he did what we thought he was going to do. He was shifty, he found the holes, and he accelerated into the second level. And then I think the super sophomore there, Harrison Phillips, I mean, what a stage. You know, a sophomore in any stage on the varsity level, that's not easy, and he rose to the occasion and did a terrific job.
And then you mentioned on the defensive side, one of the players we'll spotlight later today is Marcus Browse, who made the move from linebacker to defensive end. He stood up a fair amount as well in week 1, but how did he look to you?
You know, it's very similar to what we said in that pregame of Midland. He's very twitchy. He can find the ball. He's played a lot of football at linebacker. Putting your hand down on the ground, it just shows how versatile he is. But I'll also tell you, as good as Browse was, man, I absolutely loved Lucky, the nose guard. He was going against a young man who was 6'5", about 325 pounds, going to Vanderbilt.
Yep.
Stood him up every play, clogged that middle, allowed the linebackers in the front really to make plays.
Well, again, we are in a lightning delay here at Dragon Stadium as Carroll and Hebron were on the field starting to get loose, but the siren went off, sending everybody back into the locker rooms. Fans had to clear the stadium as well. So as we wait for this clock to tick down, we will step aside on this Clayton and Clayton Real Estate pregame show. We'll continue from Dragon Stadium in just a moment on the Dragon Sports Network.
Hello, Dragon fans. Julie Walter here from the Baker Firm, Fidelity National Title, located right here in Southlake. It's Dragon football season, and as a mother of 4 former Dragons, I truly know how busy our fall schedules can get. At the Baker Firm, we provide great customer service with our knowledgeable escrow team, and we pride ourselves with a boutique-style title office that will close our customers anywhere in the DFW area. So, as you get ready to sell, buy, or refinance your home, be sure to tell your local agent or lender you want to close with the Baker Firm, and you are sure to score a touchdown.
Hey, Dragon fans, this is Robert Clayton with the Clayton team at Clayton Real Estate. Karen Young and I have been proudly serving Southlake for over 30 years in residential resale, family owned and operated, and former Dragons. Being a Dragon graduate, you truly understand what it means to be a Dragon. Tradition, excellence, and a winning team. That's what we provide our clients, the best service and experience in the industry with a winning tradition. Dragons representing Dragons. Call us today at 817-894-4152 or visit us on the web at www.dragonrealtors.com. Go Dragons.
Looking for a roofer who truly knows Southlake? My name is Chad Cross, owner of CLC Roofing, a longtime Southlake resident who's proud to serve this community. For decades, we have protected Dragon Country with roofs built to handle the scorching sun, sudden hail, and high winds, all while keeping your homes looking beautiful. CLC Roofing proudly supports the Carroll ISD, the Carroll Booster Club, and local events. Supporting Southlake is part of who we are. We know every HOA standard, city code, and neighborhood nuance because we live here too. When the storm hits, we're not hours away. We're already in your community, ready to help the moment you need us. Our crews are safety certified and led by project managers who always focus on details. From minor repairs to full replacements, we bring expert craftsmanship and clear communication to every project. We only install top-tier roofing materials, and as an Owens Corning Platinum Preferred contractor, we can offer extended warranties most roofers cannot, because trust and quality go hand in hand. Protect the tradition, Southlake.
Southlake Dermatology offers specialized acne regimens using a combination of prescriptions and procedures that are covered by insurance. The Specialized Acne Treatment Center offers a full range of services with access to samples and rebates that are only available through a dermatologist. Our office is on the 3rd floor of the Southlake Medical Building attached to Methodist Hospital off of 114. Find us on Facebook or search our website at southlakedermatology.com.
We roll on the Clayton and Clayton Real Estate pregame show from Dragon Stadium. Chris Blake with Robert Clayton. The Dragons set to host the Hebron Hawks tonight, and we are in a weather delay, lightning in the area. Radar shows a little storm just to the north of us, moving through Denton, Flower Mound, that part of the Metroplex. So hopefully that is it for tonight, and once that moves through, we will be set to play football. But right now, the players have cleared the field, the fans have cleared the stadium, and we are in this delay. The one new wrinkle, Robert, that we're going to roll out this year on the broadcast and just online digitally for Dragons fans everywhere is going to be the Dodge Report. That's also what you get when you walk, or what you did get when you walked into Dragon Stadium, now available online.
Yeah, I think it's a really neat feature for everyone at home, and even the pregame allows you to kind of jump in and see not only what's going on with the game ahead, but also, you know, within the Emerald Bells, the cheerleaders, and the band. If you're sitting at home now, it's a great opportunity to go to Dodge.report. Again, go to Dodge.report on your phone. You can pull it up. It is a great app that shows you essentially, Riley's notes of the game. It gives you keys to the game from myself, and then it gives you schedule breakdown. It gives you where we stand in the district, and then what I love about it most is that it gives you a spirit area where you can go check on what's going on with the Emerald Bells, the Dragon cheerleaders, and the Dragon band. So again, go to Dodge.report. It is a great new function, moving from a paper copy into a digital format. And for you at home, again, Dodge.report. Take a look at it during this delay. It's something that we'll be rolling out and talking about each game as well.
It's 2025. We should know how to access digital versions of things at this point. Although you look at us getting ready for the game, a little bit different. You've got your digital notebook over there. I have a hard copy of Dave Campbell's Texas Football. I've got printed rosters. I've got printed spotting boards. A little more paper on my side.
I am technologied out, and I got the laptop. I got the iPad. I've got the Remarkable. I got the phone. I've got my handy dandy route tree, and if you ever seen these spotting boards that Chris Blake does, they're pretty phenomenal. It's all the information you could absolutely want about anyone on the field.
You laminated your route tree. Did you have it laminated last year?
I did. I
Okay.
did it. I'm a messy guy, Chris. It gets wrinkled up. I was the guy in school that used to stuff papers in his bag.
I laminated the most important elements of our broadcast are laminated in front of me tonight, so we will get to those as we move through the game. But again, we are in a lightning delay at Dragon Stadium tonight. Clock down to about 16 minutes or so. Fingers crossed that we continue to tick down, and we will have football for you here in not too long. But we're going to step aside for a few minutes, and as soon as we have an update on kickoff time or when the players start to come back onto the field, we will jump back on and bring you that information. You're watching the Clayton & Clayton Real Estate Pregame Show on the Dragon Sports Network.
Looking for a place the whole family will love? Come check out Champions Club at the Mark Southlake. Conveniently located off Southlake Boulevard in Bicentennial Park, Champions Club is your local, safe, and fun destination for fitness, play, and connection. From state-of-the-art workout spaces and exciting group fitness classes to our aquatic center, indoor courts, and party rentals, there's something for everyone. Make Champions Club your home for health, recreation, and family fun. Join today and discover what it means to live like a champion. Go Dragons!
For mission-critical business litigation in Texas, business owners and executives trust Sean McCaskill and the law firm of Godwin Bowman PC. My wife Laura and I are 20-year residents of Southlake and the proud parents of 4 dragons. I've been a dedicated volunteer in Southlake for the past 13 years, including serving 7 years on Southlake City Council. I'm the president and managing shareholder at Godwin Bowman, which was established in Dallas in 1980 to serve clients with business litigation issues all the way to the Texas Supreme Court. I've been with the firm for over 20 years, and I'm board certified in civil appellate law by the Texas Board of Legal Specialization. Please consider me, Sean McCaskill, and the law firm of Godwin Bowman for your business litigation needs. Please visit our website at www.godwinbowman.com for more information. I promise you that we'll provide big city experience together with small town service.
Hello, Dragon fans. It's no secret, Southlake Carroll students have a long history of success. Protect the Tradition speaks to the success Carroll students have achieved in the past, both on and off the field. Games aren't won on game day. It's hours and hours of practice, working together, and trust in the process that builds confidence that leads our students to achieve extraordinary results. Like the Dragons, our team at Mills Wealth has a long history of success. We're celebrating our 25th year anniversary of helping clients make wise decisions about money. If we can help you, check us out online at millswealthadvisors.com.
For your next family get-together, church event, or corporate outing, well, leave the cooking to Feed Store Barbecue in Southlake. Feed Store has everything you need to make everyone happy, with delicious barbecue, fixings, and desserts. And the best part, they'll set it all up for you, and they'll take it away when you're done. All you have to do is eat. Call us at 817-488-1445 or online at feedstorebbq.com. Go Dragons!
Well, believe it or not, lightning has struck twice, and we are in a weather delay for the second straight week as we await Carroll Dragon football. Chris Blake with Robert Clayton on the Clayton and Clayton Real Estate pregame show. Our director tonight, Tim Polster, statistician Monty Clegg, awaiting the kickoff between the Dragons and the Hawks. A little bit different situation, Robert, but the Dallas Cowboys had a lengthy weather delay last night. Obviously, NFL just a couple of tiers higher than Texas high school football, but I think that gave some insight into the things that go on while players await the opportunity to come back onto the field and what you got to do to stay loose and stay ready.
Well, I don't see Busman out here looking for food like Diggs was last night with the Cowboys. So, I think if I put my meteorologist hat on, I think the front is moving north, Chris, and it's getting away from us a little bit. Maybe some showers on the horizon for here in Southlake, but the crowd is waiting in anticipation. They're kind of at the gates here, waiting to be unleashed into the stadium. So, hopefully we get the football soon.
Yeah, I don't know how under the concourse they are, but that's not for us to police. But what are some of the things, because we talked to Riley Dodge about this on the pregame show conversation that we'll hear coming up when we do have a firm kickoff time, but about what they were doing and about how his team handled the delay last week. And last week, you're not even at home. You were on a bus for 5 hours that morning. You were in the community center of a church all afternoon. A lot of adversity for Carroll last week that they had to battle through and still come out mentally prepared when we finally kicked off around 8:30.
Yeah, I think when you don't know, right? You don't know what the situation is. You don't know what to expect. You had parents bringing pizza into the kids just to get a little something in their stomach. But, battle tested, you start to learn a little bit how to handle these type of situations. And again, second week in a row, I think the drill is the same, right? You go back and the coaches are in the locker room, pads are off. You're talking through this. Hey, guys, we got 15 minutes. Get your mind right. We're going to be back on the field, get a warm-up in. Hopefully, we don't get another lightning strike. But I think mentality, a game like last week, definitely helps.
Well, we are going to take another quick break, and when we return here on the Clayton and Clayton Real Estate pregame show, we'll visit with Adam Butcher and Tim Davis of Basin Ventures, one of our sponsors here on Dragon Sports Network. And again, we're awaiting the end of this lightning delay. The clock now is just under 15 minutes if we do not get another lightning strike. So we'll keep you updated. You're watching the Clayton and Clayton Real Estate pregame show on the Dragon Sports Network.
This is John McKellar from White's Chapel in Southlake. This is one of my favorite times of the year because football is back. The Dragons are all about tradition, and White's Chapel is no different. For over 150 years, White's Chapel has been at the heart of this community. We're a church that preaches a message of grace and love. We'd like to invite you to join us for worship this weekend. Go Dragons!
Talk is cheap when it comes to saving our country. We're not just any cell phone service provider. We're Patriot Mobile. It's not enough to simply talk about values. We live them. Defending life, protecting our First and Second Amendments, and celebrating our military and first responder heroes. We're boots on the ground making a difference. We're America's only Christian conservative wireless provider with nationwide coverage on all 3 major networks and 100% U.S.-based customer service. Join Patriot Mobile today and make an impact every time you use your cell phone.
Are you considering buying or selling your home in Southlake? I'm Kim Bedwell with Briggs Freeman Sotheby's International Realty, and I would love to assist you. Recognized as one of the top professionals in Southlake by both industry peers and clients, I am a proud mother of 2 dragons and have been a resident of this amazing community for over 20 years. I know Southlake inside and out, and I am committed to ensuring your real estate journey is seamless and successful. You can find me at kimbedwell.com. Kim Bedwell Real Estate, delivering the highest level of experience and results in Southlake and beyond. Go Dragons!
Hey everyone, this is Michael Baum, General Manager at Hearst and Louisville Autoplex. We are longtime supporters of all things Dragons. This season, if you want to show up to the game in style, come see me or Brees Higgins, where we have the largest selection of late model, high-end, pre-owned trucks and SUVs. As a family-owned and operated dealership, we'll treat you like part of our family. Come see us on either side of the Metroplex and get a new ride today. Shop us online 24/7 at HurstAutoplex.com. Go Dragons!
We continue on the Clayton and Clayton Real Estate pregame show as we are in a weather delay, awaiting kickoff between the Carroll Dragons and the Hebron Hawks. Chris Blake, Robert Clayton with you. We're joined now by Adam Butcher and Tim Davis from Basin Ventures, one of our sponsors here on the Dragon Sports Network. Guys, thanks for coming up to the booth.
Absolutely.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you, gentlemen.
So one of the big announcements over the summer leading up to the season was the announcement that you guys had decided to sponsor Protect the Tradition here in Carroll ISD. What made that decision the right one for you guys?
Well, I'll let Adam talk about the decision, but I think when we saw there was a Protect the Tradition sponsor, we knew right away that was going to be us. So why don't you talk a little bit about why that's important to us?
Yeah, just we're all here for the schools, right? We're all here for the football. We're all here for the baseball, the volleyball, all of the sports, all the schools. We're all here for the same thing. So we endeavor to protect the tradition, and that's what we want to do.
Yeah, and I think like my family has gone to school here. I'm married into it, and so I come by it that way. But is there a better place in the state of Texas to live than Southlake, Texas? I don't think so. And what a great school system that we have. What a great leadership that our schools have. I just couldn't imagine not being a supporter of something that is that quality and that exceptional.
Well, it's not only your tradition sponsor, but you sponsor a lot of things within the district. You're with the Dragon Touchdown Club. You're going to sponsor the golf tournament coming up here soon. Talk a little bit about why that's so important to y'all to give back.
Yeah, so Robert, it's real simple. I mean, we create the community that we deserve, and it's up to each of us to do what we can do, whether it's volunteer hours, whether it's money, whatever it may be. We all have a role to play, and protecting the tradition means more than just athletic excellence. It's academics. It's everything across the board in this town. Again, we're all here because this is a special place to live, and so we all need to do our part, whatever that may be to anybody that's out there.
Yeah, I mean, somebody could fact check me on this, but every time I drive by the senior high school and I see that board of Lone Star Cups, I think we have the most. I think it's the most. And so that's worth protecting. That's worth investing in. That's worth making sure that all these students that we can see right now have those same opportunities from all those folks that gave as much or more than we've given along the way to make sure that this town is the best place to be and to raise a family.
That's right. A little bit. We're Johnny come latelys.
I feel like that. I really do.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean,
we're tagging on to what these folks have done.
I've been here for 10 years, give or take. You've been here for the same. But, there's other folks that have been here for a lot longer than us that have donated a lot of their time and their money to this town. And so it's just all of us doing what we can do.
That's right.
Yeah, and I think you mentioned the most, Adam, is you were highly involved in Dragon Youth Baseball as well for a very long time. And it's talking about not only giving money, but also giving time, which is a big part of what makes this community the community it is.
Yeah, goodness gracious. Tens of thousands of hours of my life have gone into those kinds of activities, but I'm not alone. There are hundreds of us who have donated our time to Dragon Youth Football, to Dragon Youth Baseball, to all of our sports, to tutoring, to band, to everything. There are people across this community who have donated so much of their lives to making this town what it is. And I just think that it's important for all of us to do all the things that we possibly can, whatever is within us to do.
Absolutely. Well, from bottom of my heart and Chris as well, and I think Dragon Nation, thank you for everything that you do, the sponsoring. It means a lot, not only to the community, but you look out and we're here for the kids, and that's the right. biggest thing. So thank you, gentlemen.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, you guys talk about being in Southlake. What made this the right place for you to start Basin Ventures?
Yeah, so
give you a chance to talk. You are the sponsor. Give you a chance to talk about the company a little bit.
We're always happy to talk about American Energy. I mean, Texas is the place to be if you want to be an energy company. We're obviously partial to it because we live here and our families are from here. But the best thing about being in Southlake is we have access. If we need to get anywhere in the country, we invest in opportunities across the country. We have an airport that's 15 minutes away. We have a fantastic office that is probably 4 minutes from your house, 3 minutes.
I can see it from here.
Yeah, we can probably see it from here. That's right. 3 minutes from my house, and it's a fantastic community. Very business friendly. It was easy for us to get everything set up, and so doing what we do and just investing in opportunities across the country, we're pretty centrally located, and there's, to us, no better place to do it.
Now, we did have the lightning strike again, so we were reset to 30 more minutes, just if you're out there watching. So we are in yet another 30-minute countdown, our third one of the night so far. It's a little bit less demoralizing than we had in Midland last week. In Midland, the lightning strikes, I don't know, Robert, that we ever got below like 26 minutes.
I think it was resetting every 4 to 5 minutes, and we just saw it reticking. I tell you what, I told Chris we're up there filibustering, and we didn't know where to go, and
What,
we were trying
what's
our best.
about that is every parent who is out there coaching baseball or football understands exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
They have experienced exactly this weather delay, and waiting with their parents, they know exactly what you're doing.
Like, what songs and routines have you guys worked up to fill this time?
I left it to Chris to get the jingles going. I don't know where he's at on it, but hopefully he's got something good.
Hopefully by next week, because this is now a weekly occurrence. We've got to have something ready to go.
Yeah.
But guys, like Robert said, thank you for coming up, for talking to us tonight, and thank you for your involvement in Dragon football and our broadcast.
Thanks for
Absolutely.
having us.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Absolutely.
That's Adam Butcher and Tim Davis with Basin Ventures, one of our sponsors here on the Dragon Sports Network. We are in a lightning delay at Dragon Stadium. Carroll hoping to host Hebron sometime soon here this evening. We'll take another break and keep you updated on the Clayton and Clayton Real Estate pregame show on the Dragon Sports Network.
Recoat Revolution, your one-day floor solution. I'm Joe Worrell, Southlake resident, Air Force veteran, and proud father of 2 dragons. Our one-day sandless, dustless process refreshes flooring without the mess, smell, and expense of traditional refinishing. If your floors have damage, wear from furniture, or even little dragon talons, we can tackle those issues to have you back in a clean home that night. Sandless, dustless, odorless, done by dinner. Recoat Revolution. Go Dragons!
The Dragon Den is your home for the best selection of Dragon Fang gear in town. We offer many styles and sizes, and we're your Dragon Hat headquarters. 100% of your purchase supports our student athletes in UIL sports grades 7 through 12. We're open weekly during all home football games and most Tuesdays and Fridays 11 to 2. We're everything Dragon. Interested in volunteering with us? We need adult and high school volunteers to work during hours we are open. That's the Dragon Den at Dragon Stadium. Go Dragons!
Hey Dragons, athletes, fans, and champions of all kinds. I'm Dr. Isabel Lopez at Life's Medicine, and my team and I are here to help you feel, recover, and perform at your absolute best. From guided weight loss to hormone balance, we create a personalized game plan for peak health. Boost your recovery with cryotherapy, recharge with red light therapy, and fuel your body with our powerful Slim Shots. Don't just cheer from the sidelines. Step into your own strongest and healthiest self. Visit us and let's build your winning season, both on and off the field, at Life's Medicine, where health meets performance. Go Dragons!
Hey, you Dragon fans, it's Julie Walter with the Baker Firm, Fidelity National Title in Southlake. I have some great news for all you homeowners. With school and football in full swing, this season will still be a great time to buy, sell, or refinance your home. At the start of football season, we will still see families moving into the Southlake area. Call your friends at the Baker Firm to get more information, and I promise you we will provide a smooth closing from beginning to end for your Dragon family. With our real estate attorney, Chris Baker, on hand 24/7, you will be sure to score a touchdown closing in our office. Protect the tradition with the Baker Firm.
We hope to have football for you soon here from Dragon Stadium. Chris Blake and Robert Clayton as we continue on the Clayton and Clayton Real Estate pregame show. Carroll set to host Hebron tonight, a team they saw twice last season, once in week 2 at Hebron and then once in the third round of the playoffs, a game that Carroll won 42-37. Lightning delay in the area has delayed several games around North Texas, and especially in the northern part of DFW. But one score we want to mention before we get to football, Dragon Volleyball won tonight over Keller Timber Creek.
Congratulations to the Lady Dragons, doing a terrific job this year. They're in an incredibly tough district, headlined by Byron Nelson, one of the top teams in the country, if not the top team. But congratulations, ladies. Great job tonight.
We'll take a look around DFW to kind of give you a sense for where the weather has been problematic and where it has not. Games are delayed in Allen, where the Eagles are hosting Cedar Hill and Coppell. Cowboys hosting Waxahachie in probably one of the best games in the area tonight. Also a delay at Flower Mound Marcus. The Marauders hosting Arlington. Frisco Lone Star delayed against Garland. Delayed at Jesuit. That, of course, is in North Dallas. So it's kind of followed this stretch along the northern part of DFW because all of these games that are going on in the southern half of the Metroplex are being played right now. Keller, another team in District 4-6A, is on the road at Arlington Bowie, down 6-3 right now in the first quarter. A team in Hebron's district, Denton Geyer, that is District 5-6A for the Hawks. Geyer visiting Arlington Martin, up 17-0. Probably a situation for Geyer where fortunate to be on the road and getting that one in as we speak. Trinity in District 4-6A hosting Midland Legacy, leading 7-3 down at Pennington Field. That kind of shows you the divide of how close the weather is, because Pennington Field is probably about 10 minutes south of here, and they're able to play, and we're in this delay.
Yep. It just follows that little line there, and like you mentioned, the northern part of DFW seems to be the most affected tonight. Rolling out, looking out into Dallas, a huge game tonight. Duncanville and South Oak Cliff. Duncanville on top early at 9-7. This is the South Oak Cliff team that knocked off North Shore, and you got to remember, South Oak Cliff's a 5A team. North Shore is that perennial powerhouse in 6A. A huge victory for the Golden Bears last week. So a great game, great matchup. Another matchup of heavyweights going on tonight is North Crowley and DeSoto. As we search for the update on that game, Chris, do you have that score?
That one looks like it is 7-7 first quarter right now, and that's kind of the game last year, I think, when North Crowley turned some heads when they beat DeSoto last season, and it was like, oh, this North Crowley team, they're for real.
Yeah, and this North Crowley team, too, that, just got the news from the UIL regarding their starting quarterback, ruled ineligible for the year. So, going through some different growth patterns there for North Crowley. But again, those teams seem to get better, and that's kind of the you look at the heavyweights in the Dallas area that are perennial in that Division I bracket that go through, or Division II, depending on how it ends up.
A couple of teams from 4-6A played last night in a battle of playoff teams from a year ago. Byron Nelson lost at Louisville 38-21, and Northwest beat McKinney North 23-9. Another couple of games that are very high scoring last night. Prosper Schools really becoming a force in football. Prosper beat Rockwall Heath 45-27 last night. Walnut Grove beat Little Elm 49-24 in the handful of Thursday night games. Other teams from 4-6A playing tonight. LD Bell visiting Odessa. Eaton is hosting Denton Broswell. And Keller Timber Creek home against South Grand Prairie. SGP up 14-0 in the first quarter. And one other big one we've yet to mention is Lancaster hosting Aledo tonight. So before we get into district play, always a lot of fun matchups between some of the top teams in the area.
Well, yeah, I think there is. You look at, Even going down a division, you're looking at Highland Park and Lovejoy tonight, and obviously the former and senior Todd Dodge taking on the Highland Park Scots tonight. And I tell you what, it doesn't get better than those two coaches with the history and the legacy those two provide on the field. There's a lot of history between those two coaches tonight on that field.
And Todd Dodge and Randy Allen, two of the all-time winningest coaches in Texas high school football history, and both still doing it at a very high level, at the 5A level, for lack of a better word. Well, we are in a weather delay here at Dragon Stadium as Carroll awaiting a kickoff against Hebron, a team it saw twice last season, hoping to get things going here against the Hawks as the clock on the scoreboard is down under 6 minutes now at Dragon Stadium. So we're crossing our fingers, holding our breath, doing whatever we got to do to try to get that clock down to 0 and hopefully have football for you here coming up near 8 o'clock. So we'll take a break and come back with the Clayton & Clayton Real Estate pregame show in just a moment on the Dragon Sports Network.
Feed Store Barbecue on Whites Chapel Boulevard in Southlake's been serving up great food to Dragon fans for over 20 years. Chopped brisket, pulled pork, and their signature ribs are just some of the reasons that people in Dragon Nation love Feed Store Barbecue. Call-in orders are welcome. They'd be happy to bring it out to your car if you want them to, or your truck. Order online at feedstorebbq.com and go Dragons.
You can trust your medical care at Southlake Dermatology. We have over 65 years of experience between Dr. Bowers, Dr. Tynard, and our 4 physician assistants. We treat a wide range of medical, surgical, and cosmetic concerns ranging from skin cancer, hair loss, rashes, increased sweating, and anti-aging. There are multiple new options for hair loss, such as Nutrafol supplements and PRP injections. View our services online at southlakedermatology.com.
This is Pastors John and Todd from Whites Chapel in Southlake. Whites Chapel is a church where it's all about Jesus. We're a place where real people make genuine connections, where it's okay not to be okay.
We're a church where grace is a lifestyle and where everyone has a place, from the lifelong believer to the unchurched or de-churched. We're here for you, and we'd like to invite you to join us for worship this weekend. Go Dragons!
Hello, Dragon fans. I'm Stephen Nelson, partner at Mills Wealth. Our team is celebrating our 25th year anniversary of helping Dragons succeed financially. As an independent firm, we aren't owned by a bank or an insurance company. Instead, we're fiduciaries doing only what we believe is best for our clients. If your finances need a second opinion or would like to tap into our expertise, come meet with our certified financial planners or CPAs and learn how we can help you win just like the Dragons. Look us up online or give us a call at millswealthadvisors.com.
Hey, Dragon fans, this is Robert Clayton with the Clayton team at Clayton Real Estate. Karen Young and I have been proudly serving Southlake for over 30 years in residential resale, family owned and operated, and former Dragons. Being a Dragon graduate, you truly understand what it means to be a Dragon. Tradition, excellence, and a winning team. That's what we provide our clients, the best service and experience in the industry with a winning tradition. Dragons representing Dragons. Call us today at 817-894-4152 or visit us on the web at www.dragonrealtors.com. Go Dragons!
second and short for the Dragons. Brenda looking end zone, has Boyd all alone, caught for the touchdown. Brenda out of the gun. Has all day to throw, goes over the middle. It is hauled in for another touchdown. Blake Gunter, the reception this time for the Dragons. Braga comes in motion. Left side of the set, they keep it on the ground. And a big hole up the middle for Phillips. Phillips across the 20, inside the 15, and he will get into the end zone for the touchdown. Harrison Phillips was denied his first time after a penalty flag came out. This time, no laundry on the field. He's in there, and the Dragons lead it 20-0. Anderson pitches it out right side. A big hit delivered by the Dragons. Marcus Rouse getting in there. William Chen to lay the wood. Brenda out of the gun with Biggers in the backfield. They'll give it to Biggers, keeping it on the ground, and he is into the end zone for the touchdown.
It was a strong showing for the Dragons in their Week 1 win over the Bulldogs. Their season continues tonight against crosstown rivals, the Hawks.
Hey Dragon fans, welcome to the Dragon Football Night pregame show sponsored by Clayton and Clayton Real Estate. Now here are your hosts, Chris Blake and Robert Clayton.
From Dragon Stadium in Southlake, it's the top-ranked Carroll Dragons against the Hebron Hawks, presented by White's Chapel Methodist Church. Hi there, and welcome into the Clayton and Clayton Real Estate pregame show. I'm Chris Blake with Robert Clayton, our director Tim Polster, and statistician Monty Clegg. The Dragons are back home after a West Texas road trip that saw the team deal with a 5-hour bus trip, a 90-minute lightning delay, and stayed focused to come away with a big shutout win. And they dealt with another lightning delay tonight.
Well, I tell you, we talked about, the preparation, even though we didn't know this was going to happen this week. But I tell you what, last week, heading down on a 5-hour bus ride, 90-minute delay, the Dragons really showed, what they were made of character-wise out in West Texas. They kept their focus. They overcame the obstacle. It really returned home with an impressive shutout victory. The defense rose to the occasion. And I can tell you this, Chris, the offense put on an absolute clinic.
Well, the team's starting to make their way back onto the field right now, as you can see, and Carroll hosting a Hebron team tonight that gave the Dragons all they could handle in the third round of the playoffs on Thanksgiving weekend last year. Star quarterback Patrick Creighton Jr. is off to Rice. But, Robert, this is still a dangerous team that returns a lot of starters from last year's group.
Well, they do. I mean, it's a team you can't overlook, Chris. Creighton Jr. was a big part of that offense last year, but they do, like you said, return a veteran group, almost about 14 returning starters with playoff experience. They can play physical. They're a disciplined team. Carroll need to be sharp from just really the opening snap. They've got to slow down that power game, watch the perimeter, and most of all, put pressure on the Hebron quarterback, whether it's Brady Brock in the game or Reg Lias. That's going to be the key for the Dragons, I think, defensively, no matter what tonight.
Well, still to come on the Clayton and Clayton Real Estate pregame show, we'll hear from Carroll head coach Riley Dodge and take a look around the district. But first, let's highlight some of the players who had big nights last week. That's coming up next on the Dragons Sports Network.
Looking for a roofer who truly knows Southlake? My name is Chad Cross, owner of CLC Roofing, a longtime Southlake resident who's proud to serve this community. For decades, we have protected Dragon Country with roofs built to handle the scorching sun, sudden hail, and high winds, all while keeping your homes looking beautiful. CLC Roofing proudly supports the Carroll ISD, the Carroll Booster Club, and local events. Supporting Southlake is part of who we are. We know every HOA standard, city code, and neighborhood nuance because we live here too. When the storm hits, we're not hours away. We're already in your community, ready to help the moment you need us. Our crews are safety certified and led by project managers who always focus on details. From minor repairs to full replacements, we bring expert craftsmanship and clear communication to every project. We only install top-tier roofing materials, and as an Owens Corning Platinum Preferred contractor, we can offer extended warranties most roofers cannot, because trust and quality go hand in hand. Protect the tradition, Southlake.
Looking for a place the whole family will love? Come check out Champions Club at the Mark Southlake. Conveniently located off Southlake Boulevard in Bicentennial Park, Champions Club is your local, safe, and fun destination for fitness, play, and connection. From state-of-the-art workout spaces and exciting group fitness classes to our aquatic center, indoor courts, and party rentals, there's something for everyone. Make Champions Club your home for health, recreation, and family fun. Join today and discover what it means to live like a champion. Go Dragons!
The Clayton and Clayton Real Estate pregame show rolls on from Dragon Stadium, where Carroll is hosting Hebron tonight in the second game of the 2025 season. And as the Dragons get loose, let's take a look at some of our spotlight players for tonight's game. First on the offense for the Dragons, no Davis Penn last week for Carroll, but the duo of Brooks Biggers and Harrison Phillips had a big night for the Dragons. You see the numbers there. They combined for 26 carries, 195 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Each also caught a pass out of the backfield. On the defensive side of the ball for the Dragons, a guy we wanted to keep an eye on was Marcus Brous, the senior, moving up from linebacker to defensive end, led the team with 11 tackles, had 3 for a loss, did not score 9 touchdowns, but did have a sack and a half.
That's Hall of Fame, one game, Chris.
It's Hall of Fame in one game. The Dragons did not score 9 touchdowns in the game against the Bulldogs. So those are a few of the guys that had big weeks for Carroll last week. We'll, of course, be keeping an eye on all 3 of them in tonight's game against the Hawks. Coming up on the Clayton and Clayton Real Estate pregame show, we'll hear from Carroll head coach Riley Dodge on the Dragons Sports Network.
For mission-critical business litigation in Texas, business owners and executives trust Sean McCaskill and the law firm of Godwin Bowman PC. My wife Laura and I are 20-year residents of Southlake and the proud parents of 4 Dragons. I've been a dedicated volunteer in Southlake for the past 13 years, including serving 7 years on Southlake City Council. I'm the president and managing shareholder at Godwin Bowman, which was established in Dallas in 1980 to serve clients with business litigation issues all the way to the Texas Supreme Court. I've been with the firm for over 20 years, and I'm board certified in civil appellate law by the Texas Board of Legal Specialization. Please consider me, Sean McCaskill, and the law firm of Godwin Bowman for your business litigation needs. Please visit our website at www.godwinbowman.com for more information. I promise you that we'll provide big city experience together with small town service.
Talk is cheap when it comes to saving our country. We're not just any cell phone service provider. We're Patriot Mobile. It's not enough to simply talk about values. We live them. Defending life, protecting our First and Second Amendments, and celebrating our military and first responder heroes. We're boots on the ground making a difference. We're America's only Christian conservative wireless provider with nationwide coverage on all 3 major networks and 100% U.S.-based customer service. Join Patriot Mobile today and make an impact every time you use your cell phone.
Are you considering buying or selling your home in Southlake? I'm Kim Bedwell with Briggs Freeman Sotheby's International Realty, and I would love to assist you. Recognized as one of the top professionals in Southlake by both industry peers and clients, I am a proud mother of 2 Dragons and have been a resident of this amazing community for over 20 years. I know Southlake inside and out, and I am committed to ensuring your real estate journey is seamless and successful. You can find me at kimbedwell.com. Kim Bedwell Real Estate, delivering the highest level of experience and results in Southlake and beyond. Go Dragons!
Welcome back to the Clayton and Clayton Real Estate pregame show as we get set for Carroll and Hebron in the first home game of the season at Dragon Stadium. Chris Blake joined by Dragons head coach Riley Dodge. And Coach, I want to go back to last week's win over Midland. You guys had a 5-hour bus ride to get out there, had an hour and a half lightning delay. Game finally started after 8:30. What was it like starting the guys from, early in the morning and keeping that focus all the way until a late kickoff?
Yeah, I thought we handled the road trip really well. I mean, I just think, that was a long road trip. We woke up early in the morning. We got to hang out at Mid-Cities Community Church in Midland. They've always, really helped us out. They helped us out in 2019 when we played Permian. But I was really proud of our guys. I mean, just, the stop and start a little bit. We came out for pregame. We were juiced up, ready to go, and they sent us back into the locker room. We sat in there for another, hour 45, and then we came out and we started fast. So really proud of the way our kids, the maturity in that locker room and how they attacked, low adversity before even the ball was snapped.
No Davis Penn on Friday night, but you had 2 new running backs in Brooks Biggers and Harrison Phillips combined for 26 carries, 195 yards. What did you see from those 2 guys?
Yeah, I thought they both complemented each other really well. I thought we did a really good job of rolling them. I think they had pretty similar carries on the night. And I think it was good. It's only going to help us out in the long run. Having a running back room that's got carries under the belt, not just one guy to make a long run at the end of the year.
One of the position changes we were keeping an eye on the defensive side was Marcus Browse moving from a linebacker position down to defensive end. You guys played 3 down a lot of the game, especially in the second half, but how did he look to you in making that switch?
He's awesome. I mean, you want to talk about a kid that just really cares. Cares about his teammates, cares about this football program, just cares about the process and what he brings into really day to day. You never have to worry about Marcus, and that showed up on Friday. He was our most productive player on defense. He was flying around. And, he's a versatile football player that we can play at the second level. We do feel like in our 4 down front, when we do get our 4 down front, he's going to cause, tackles with his speed and athleticism some problems. So he's had an unbelievable fall camp and an unbelievable first game.
Tonight you take on a Hebron team that you saw twice last year, coincidentally, once in a district game and again in the 3rd round of the playoffs. That playoff game was a close one. You guys won by 5. Is there any extra excitement, any extra juice going into a game in week 2 where you're playing a team that took you to the wire in the postseason?
Well, I think the big thing is we respect them. There's no doubt. I think Coach Towles does an unbelievable job. He's got those kids playing really, really hard. I think their scheme in all 3 phases is really sound, and they got some dudes as well. So we're playing a playoff football team, on Friday, and we're excited about it.
They have a lot of returners on offense. One notable loss, the graduation of Patrick Creighton Jr. He's now at Rice. They've got a junior, Brady Brock, at quarterback. What did you see from him on film in their first game against Jesuit?
I think he did a great job just managing their offense. Patrick Creighton Jr. was a different type of dude. I mean, he was special. He was one of the best, better quarterbacks in the area, one of the best we saw all year. But I think the kid that's starting for him now, I think he did an amazing job of just operating and getting the ball to their playmakers.
A couple of those playmakers, they've got receivers in Drew Coster and Tyler Hoke, who are some of the top playmakers on that team. What's the key to trying to contain them?
Yeah, I think you got to know where they're at pre-snap. And so, number 7's a dude that can really knock the top off the defense, and he's proven it against us. He's proven it against a lot of people. So we just have to understand the route tree and what they're trying to present to us. But, I think first thing with their playmakers, you got to know where they're at.
First home game of the year at Dragon Stadium, first responders night. What's the excitement level getting to finally get a home game in here?
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot more exciting just to drive right down the street than drive 5+ hours to get to a game. Obviously love playing at Dragon Stadium. I can't wait to see our home crowd show up in a big way for the first game, come support, one of the top teams in the state of Texas. And so I'm really excited for Dragon Nation to show up.
And that's Dragons head coach Riley Dodge before Carroll takes on Hebron tonight on the Dragon Sports Network.
Hey everyone, this is Michael Baum, General Manager at Hearst and Louisville Autoplex. We are longtime supporters of all things Dragons. This season, if you want to show up to the game in style, come see me or Brees Higgins, where we have the largest selection of late model, high-end, pre-owned trucks and SUVs. As a family-owned and operated dealership, we'll treat you like part of our family. Come see us on either side of the Metroplex and get a new ride today. Shop us online 24/7 at HurstAutoplex.com. Go Dragons!
Recoat Revolution, your one-day floor solution. I'm Joe Worrell, Southlake resident, Air Force veteran, and proud father of 2 dragons. Our one-day sandless, dustless process refreshes flooring without the mess, smell, and expense of traditional refinishing. If your floors have damage, wear from furniture, or even little dragon talons, we can tackle those issues to have you back in a clean home that night. Sandless, dustless, odorless, done by dinner. Recoat Revolution. Go Dragons!
Dr. Angela Bowers would like to invite you to visit Southlake Dermatology, which serves patients throughout the Metroplex in medical, surgical, and cosmetic dermatology. We recommend always using a zinc oxide sunscreen, such as Elta MD, and utilizing HelioCare, which is a sun protective pill. We have seen the incidence of skin cancers on the rise, including melanoma, which is the most harmful type. With yearly skin checks, we will be able to find skin cancer much earlier. Read about skin cancer and sunscreen options online at southlakedermatology.com.
Right side gets away from a defender across the 5. Touchdown, Dragons. Well, better late than never. Carroll getting set to host Hebron tonight at Dragon Stadium, the first home game of the year for the Dragons and first responders night here in Southlake. Welcome in as we continue on the Clayton & Clayton Real Estate pregame show. Chris Blake with Robert Clayton, our statistician Monty Clegg, and director Tim Polster tonight. Carroll coming in 1-0 after a 49-0 shutout over Midland last week. The Hawks also 1-0 after defeating Jesuit at home 31-3 a week ago. The teams have finished warming up. Hebron is inside its inflatable tunnel on the east side of the field, while the Dragons have gone underneath the stadium for the Dragon Walk here tonight. As you see, the Emerald Bells have lined the field. They're trying to get that Dragon head inflated before we get started today. And let's take a look at the starting lineups for tonight's game. For the Dragons in the backfield, it'll be Angelo Renda at quarterback, Brooks Biggers in the backfield. We're told Davis Penn could be available today, sort of a game time decision, so we'll see if we see Davis back on the field for Carroll tonight. Receivers for the Dragons, a group that is always dangerous and had a big week last week, Robert.
Absolutely. I think, even talking to Coach Towles this week, he mentioned there's just athleticism all over the field, especially in the receiver group. And Brock Boyd, Brody Knowles, Blake Gunter, and Caden Mackey, they do a phenomenal job, just not only in the route running, but also the blocking.
And then up front for Carroll on the offensive line, left to right, it goes Luke Wilson, Will Barley, Kerry Clayton, Nathan Damaraki, and Tristan Dare, 4 of whom are committed to play at the next level. So this group certainly will be a handful for the Hawks defensive line.
A huge group, number 3 rated unit in the state of Texas. In my opinion, they're the number 1, Chris.
On defense for Carroll, Zach Hayes, Jake Lucky, Crawford Taylor, and Marcus Browse across the front. We may see Hayes. We know he got banged up a little bit against Midland, so we'll keep an eye out for him. Crawford Taylor, we highlighted Marcus Browse already, but Crawford Taylor also had a big night moving into that starting role for the Dragons. The linebackers and corners for Carroll, Taven Coons and Luke Bussman on the outside, Robbie Ladd and Will Lines at linebacker today. And then the safeties for the Dragons will be William Chen, Gavin Strange, Austin Bussman, and Parker Harris. The Hebron Hawks taking the field now at Dragon Stadium as we take a look at Robert's keys to the game.
And obviously it starts out with number 1, Chris, dominate the line of scrimmage. Hebron's going to do, they're very hard pushing D-line up front. They're going to do some stunting. They're going to try to get this offensive line off track. And it's very important that just in the middle, they secure that and open the running game up. Number 2, establish a run game early and often. Again, that just piggybacks off of number 1. And then number 3, use the hometown crowd. And it is a wonderful crowd here in Dragon Stadium, even with a 90-minute delay again. It is a packed house. It is looking, everyone's starting to come back into the stadium. You can feel the energy, Chris.
Yeah, they stuck it out. And keys to the game, sponsored by Clayton & Clayton. Thinking about buying or selling your Southlake home? Meet with Robert Clayton and Karen Clayton Young with Clayton & Clayton Real Estate. Recognized by both clients and industry professionals as one of the very best in Southlake and DFW, Robert and Karen bring expertise and hometown pride. As Carroll graduates, lifelong Dragons, Dragon parents, and 30-year residents, they're invested in the community and serve through nonprofits and youth sports benefiting Southlake and Carroll ISD. The The Clayton team is committed to making your real estate experience seamless from start to finish. Clayton and Clayton Real Estate, where dragons represent dragons. So the Hawks have taken the field. The Dragon football team coming out of the stands on the north side, on the west side of the stadium to our right as they make their way down to the tunnel. Robert, some of these players, first-year varsity players, getting to make this walk for the first time.
Well, it's a pretty neat tradition that was started, relatively over the last few years, and it is a really cool opportunity to get through the tunnels, see your family members, see the fans. It's a cool march, and then getting down into the stadium, it just makes it feel like more of a community, and the guys are part of the team. And you mentioned it is a great experience if you haven't done it yet. And some of these Dragons for the first time, I know they're loving every moment of it.
Looks like we're going to have a special touch on the field here on First Responders Night. They've got an American flag set to be rolled out along the near hash marks when the time comes for the national anthem. We also still have not had the coin toss yet tonight. But the officials for tonight's game, the referee Tony Acosta, the umpire Joe Burlick, head linesman Drew Brock, the line judge Rodney Johnson, the field judge is Corey Dixon, the side judge Dan Robison, and the back judge Francisco Amador. The Dragons getting ready to come out of that inflatable dragon helmet.
For your Carroll Dragons, it's time for some Dragon football.
They can hardly contain themselves, and they're off for the first time in 2025. Carroll set to host Hebron in the home opener tonight.
Chris, you have flashbacks. I'm getting flashbacks back from 25 years ago running through this tunnel and the fight song and getting to the end zone, your first home game. There's so many emotions, especially if you're a senior. This is the first one, so to cap it off and start your senior year. A lot of energy. They moved the band from the other side of the end zone stands into these stands, and it does give a little bit different sense of energy within the stands.
A little bit louder, a little bit closer to the rest of the crowd.
Help us in welcoming to the field our first responders.
And on First Responders Night, some of Southlake Police and Fire being recognized, walking out from the west end zone.
Stand for a moment of recognition. We would like to thank our local heroes for their bravery and selfless sacrifice to save lives,
As they
protect our families, and
continue to wave the flag over on the east end of the field. The crowd rising to its feet to applaud some of those who keep us safe here in Southlake.
Thank you, first responders. Your dedication and service to the families of our community is recognized and appreciated. Not just this evening.
So First Responders Night here at Dragon Stadium. The first of many special occasions in Southlake this season. All 5 home games for the Dragons will have something special, whether it's DYF night, pink out game, homecoming, etc. Always something special here at Dragon Stadium. And with the first responders on the field, we will pause for the national anthem.
Stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watch, we're so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting. That our flag was still there. Oh,
rendition of the national anthem on First Responders Night at Dragon Stadium. And we are just about ready to get things started here. A little over an hour after our scheduled kickoff time. Temperature has dropped down to 85 degrees after a little storm rolled through. No rain here in Southlake, but rain apparently north of us in the DFW area. Tonight's coin toss brought to you by the Baker Firm, Fidelity National Title. If you need title work, call Julie Walter. As we see the Dragon captains walking out to midfield, Angelo Renda, William Chen, Jake Lucky, and Davis Penn. On the other side for the Hawks, the captains are Jaqueline Hall, Asen McCray-Jones, Drew Coster, and Corbin Barrier.
Southlake won the toss and deferred to the second half.
So the Hawks will receive the ball first. So after a week in which head coach Riley Dodge opted to receive the opening kickoff against the Bulldogs, but Carroll has won the coin toss in both weeks so far.
That's a very similar typical Riley fashion of deferring to the second half. And it's very important for this Hebron team. If you get the ball, you're going to have to make the most of each opportunity you get with this high-octane Carroll offense. And so excited to see what Hebron does on the first series. I would look, honestly, Chris, between two quarterbacks, Brady Brock and Reg Elias, two different styles that we'll see tonight. One's more of a pure just drop-back passer. The other one can actually run and get out there and make some plays with his legs. He has some escapability. And so their offense, Chris, is really based around timing routes. You're going to hit the slants. You're going to hit the comebacks. And then they're going to do a mix in the power game of some gap plays and some zone plays. It's something that keeps the defense honest. But on the flip side, Southlake Carroll's defense, they're going to get after them just like they did in the playoffs. They're going to blitz a lot. They're going to try to get to the quarterback and create confusion for that offensive line.
Well, Gavin Strange will kick it away for the Dragons tonight. Back to the returners for Hebron, Nathan Parnell, number 17, standing in the end zone, and Drew Coster, number 1, the return men for the Hawks here. The one player up ahead of them, wearing number 0, is Ahmad Ware, and kickoff is end over end, going to be returnable. It's going to be grabbed by Parnell. Parnell slipped through a couple of tacklers, lost the ball. Looks like he jumped back on top of it, and the Hawks will have it just shy of the 20-yard line.
Luke Busman almost had that strip and takeaway there. Great hustle by the Carroll kickoff team and being alert.
So this offense for the Hawks, as Robert mentioned, we expect to see the junior Brady Brock at quarterback. Asen McCray-Jones, the senior running back, a third-year starter. Receivers, a dangerous bunch for this team in seniors Tyler Hoke, Drew Coster, and Ethan Hellwig. The tight end is a senior Ahmad Ware, and the offensive line from left to right goes Tyler Elliott, Amari Hale, Corbin Barrier, Jake Henneke, and Anthony Taylor. 3 of those 5 starters along the offensive line also started for this group a season ago. But the big change at quarterback, Patrick Creighton Jr. was the quarterback of this team last season, and they are looking to Brock to fill his shoes. On the first play of the game, Brock will keep it, trying to get up the middle, going to be dragged down by who else? The guy we spotlighted before the game, Marcus Browse.
Incredible job by Marcus Browse, just staying home on that little fake jet sweep, and Brock kept it. Coach Towles mentioned that Brady Brock, as soon as the season was over, he really jumped into the offseason program and started really claiming his spot as the starter. And he said he's done a terrific job with the help of their offense coordinator, Robert Hall. We'll talk a little bit more about that tonight.
So they go trips to the right here on second down, and we'll keep it on the ground to McCray Jones, who is swallowed up in the backfield and dropped for a loss. One of the first ones there for the Dragons, believe was
Handoff to number 5,
Crawford Taylor again.
A great job by Crawford Taylor and Jackson Oakley. And, Jackson Oakley, getting the call tonight, getting out there on that edge. He's a terrific player. He's had some of the best moves amongst that defensive line. He's wreaks havoc in practice day in and day out for the Dragons.
So we do not see Zach Hayes out there for Carroll, showing blitz right now. Now they back off from the safety positions. Brock will look to throw, has pressure coming from behind, ducks underneath it, up across the 25, dives forward, going to be close to the first down marker. We'll see where they spot this.
Brady Brock on the quarterback keeper.
Chris, this is what we saw a lot last year in the playoffs of getting to the quarterback, but not finishing and making the tackle and then allowing the escapability of the quarterback, and this time getting the first down by using the legs and getting out of the pocket.
So did just dive forward far enough to pick up the first down, brought to you by the Dragon Den. And it'll be a new set of downs for the Hawks here. Tight set to start this set of downs. Brock going to keep it again. He is nailed in the backfield. Crawford Taylor, Marcus Browse again. Same two guys coming up big for the Dragons.
Well, these are names we're going to continue to hear all year. They're really starting to become those leaders of that defensive front. And I can't say enough about Browse. Just continuing his play off of last week. He's an incredible player. A lot of experience at that linebacker. He can put his hand on the line as well.
They're running behind the left side of that offensive line, Tyler Elliott and Amari Hale. Empty backfield on second down. Brock gets it out into the flat, and maybe back to the line of scrimmage goes the receiver, Tyler Hoke.
And William Chin, we talk about William Chin. He's the captain. He is the leader of this Dragon defense. Great job playing off the block, getting the man to the ground. I can't say enough about William Chin and what he brings to this defense. He's a fiery guy. He's another coach on the field, and you're going to see his name a lot tonight just with the blitz packages the Dragons are going to have.
3rd and 10, trips to the left. They've got the safety rolled over on the left side of the field to cover up Hope. Brock looking to throw. Goes over the middle. It is knocked away. William Chen there on the big hit to cause the incompletion. It'll be 4th down.
So physical, William Chen, reigning defensive player here in the district. A guy who played center in DYF as a young man. He's just been a headhunter on the defensive side for so long. Big play. Big players make big plays. Great job, William Chen.
Chen had 3 tackles, including 1 for a loss last week against Midland, as the punter Cameron Allen comes on for Hebron. Back to receive for Carroll is Brock Boyd. Low bouncing kick that will not be fielded. Hebron's going to let it roll down across the 35-yard line.
This is what Coach Dodds loves. He defers to the second half. It gets them get out on the first series, creates a punt. Now he has the opportunity to go up, still have the ball at half when he needs it. It's important for this Dragon offense to establish that line of scrimmage this drive and get into the end zone, go up 7-0.
So we told you about this Carroll offense. The Hebron defense it will be facing tonight. Up front is a 3-4 look. Roderick Joyner and Keelan Moore, the defensive ends. Chris Moses at that nose tackle spot. Carroll comes out with 2 receivers to the left side. Now Gunter goes out in motion to join him. Renda will throw on first down, take a shot down the left sideline. All alone for the Dragons is Gunter, and he will go into the end zone for the touchdown. They motioned him out from the left side of the line. No one went with him, and he found himself all alone, able to get into the end zone for the touchdown, brought to you by Kim Bedwell Luxury Real Estate.
What a statement by Gunter on the first play. Great read by Renda. He saw the safety rotate. He knew he motioned out Gunter. He got behind the defense. Incredible play, pitch and catch by Renda and Gunter, and he just takes it to the house, shows his speed.
Goes 68 yards, does Blake Gunter, had 2 touchdown receptions last week, has a 3rd already this season. Here less than 4 minutes into the game. The extra point by Strange, brought to you by CLC Roofing. So 8 minutes and 21 seconds left in the first quarter. The score is Carroll 7, Hebron nothing on the Dragon Sports Network.
As a Dragon, it's all about protecting the tradition. As a church, it's our mission to make more deeply committed followers of Jesus. This is Todd Renner from White's Chapel in Southlake. For over 150 years, White's Chapel has been a part of this community. And though times have changed, our need for the gospel of Jesus Christ, our need to worship and grow and serve, our need to shine the light into the darkness hasn't. That's why White's Chapel is a church where tradition meets today.
Hey, did you hear? Somebody didn't want Feed Store barbecue. That's right, it's true. One fella the other day, he wanted Feed Store chicken fried steak, and another asked for a Feed Store hamburger. And one scamp, well, he even had the nerve to ask for Feed Store burn-ins. Yeah, Feed Store is famous for its barbecue, but there's so much more. Order online at feedstorebbq.com and go Dragons.
A one-play, 68-yard drive that took all of 11 seconds to put Carroll on top 7-0 as Strange boots this one into the end zone for a touchback where it is grabbed by the Hebron returner, Drew Coster, and the Hawks will start at the 25-yard line. And Robert, you talked about Riley Dodge liking to defer to the second half with thoughts of getting a stop and a quick strike, and that's exactly what the Dragons have done tonight.
I think he's liking the weather delays even more. There's a pattern here the last 2 weeks, but, I tell you what, that's how you want to start the game, and that's what Riley wants to do as a coach. It gives them the edge. It takes the cell a little bit out of Hebron. They've got to play catch-up right now, and this is a big statement drive for this Dragon defense.
The Hawks offense also, we talk about a lot, the best defense sometimes against Carroll is just to possess the ball for a little while and keep that Dragon offense that's always dangerous off the field. As they give it to McCray Jones on first down. He falls forward from maybe a yard.
And again, going into the inside zone, and Hebron, they're going to have to slow it down a little bit like you mentioned. You just got to keep the ball a little bit longer. You really got to keep the ball out of the Dragons' offensive hands. Great play by Landon Harris there coming up and making the play.
Well, we started to talk about it a little bit on the first drive, but one of the things that Hebron head coach John Towles is excited about this year is he's got a couple of new coordinators on each side of the ball, including Robert Hall, who was a quarterback at Texas Tech in the Red Raiders Athletic Hall of Fame. He's on second down. They will throw. Brock goes over the middle. It's nearly intercepted off the fingertips of Taven Coons, who read the eyes of the quarterback perfectly and went across the middle as we take a look at the Recoat Revolution replay.
It's a great job. The Dragon defense, again, applying that pressure. It's a tough throw thrown across your body on the receiver in the other direction, but great job by Coons making the breakup. And, the kind of, piggyback off you mentioned about Robert Hall, Coach Towles, this is a guy and a coach that, if you remember back in the Southwest Conference, he was a big part of that Texas Tech conference championship, and he works wonders with quarterbacks around the Dallas area, so he's really excited to have him on the staff as the offense coordinator.
Brock throws over the middle, caught by Hoke. He spins out of a tackle and falls forward for a Dragon Den first down.
And again, Hoke is their number one receiver. He's a guy, he's precise on his routes, terrific job on just hanging down, getting back on the comeback route. And great strike by Hoke, and you'll see, or by Brock. Great job. That tandem, you're going to hear a lot of their connection is based off that timing.
Yeah, Hoke, a returning first-team All-District player in 5-6A last year, led the team with 673 receiving yards and 9 touchdown catches. McCray Jones alongside Brock, and McCray Jones will get it. Running behind left guard, picks up a few yards on first down.
And McCray Jones, he's such a hard runner. He's the guy that likes to get between, the guard and tackle. He gets up the field, and he's got a little bit of a burst to him. And that's something they're going to have to get active and going in this game. Again, just to slow down this Carroll offense just a little bit. And he's a great player. He showed up last year, and he showed up the week 1 as well for the Hebron Hawks.
You see Hebron not in a huge rush to go hurry up or get back to the line of scrimmage, probably happy with a few seconds ticking away. Ware is lined up as the H-back. Brock pulls it out of the belly of the running back, throws intended
That pass intended for number 6, Nathan
for Ethan Hellwig, but there were two defenders in the area and he couldn't make the catch.
Again, the big disruptor, William Chin. We told him about him using the Dragon defense, and Coach Munn using him coming off the edge. He is such a weapon for this Dragon defense. He can change the trajectory of any play, and he gets in there like a missile.
So another third down faced by the Hawks. And it's McCray Jones and Ware in the backfield once again. Two receivers left side of the screen. Brock has time this time. May have been tipped at the line and is too high. Intended once again for Hellwig. It looked like that changed direction right at the line of scrimmage.
It did, but you know what a deflection by William Chin. I tell you what, we talked about almost every play on these defensive series, and just watch what Chin does here. The Brown commit just rotates his hip, gets up, a terrific deflection.
Replays tonight brought to you by Rico Revolution, dustless wood floor refinishing. So Allen to punt it away to Boyd for the Dragons. Backtracking on this one, going to let it bounce inside the 10-yard line, and it'll stay there. A great punt by Cameron Allen, who was first-team All-District a year ago. There is a flag down on the play. And we'll see what the call is.
There is no foul for illegal formation. First down, Southlake.
So they pick up the flag. No foul, and it'll be Dragons ball at their own 8-yard line. So some of the longest field that you'll really ever see Carroll faced with. They usually wind up with pretty good field position, but 92 yards in front of Angelo Renda in this offense.
And what I loved, again, just piggybacking off of Dodge, what he did the first series, you're going to see these subtle motions by these Dragon receivers. They're going to be eyeing those outside linebackers and those safeties. If they see any rotation down, they're either going to hit the seam or they're going to go up in the flats and the outside, something we're going to come to an awful lot tonight discussing what this offense is doing.
Knowles, the one receiver on the left side of the offense for the Dragons. Gunter lined up on that H-back position again. They send Boyd out wide, bring Mackey in motion. Renda gives to Mackey, and he is going to be knocked down in the backfield. A loss of a yard, maybe two, as the Hawks defense up to the task on first down.
And this is where the Hawks want to be at. They like to keep things, within their outside linebackers. Cortland Whitkoff, he's one of their big playmakers on the outside linebacker set. As we see Davis Penn into the game for the first time this season.
Penn in the game for the first time. Biggers was the running back on that first play of the game for the Dragons offense, on which they scored. So on the second play, Penn is out there, and Renda fakes it to him, goes short side of the field, completes it to Luke Jacquemard, also out there for the first time this season. So a couple of Carroll players seeing their first action coming off of injury.
Yeah, great job by number one Davis Penn, getting the butterflies out and being out there on the field tonight. Luke Jacquemart, he's the guy who went down last year and been trying to get back in the lineup. And I tell you what, those two guys back in the Dragon offense makes it even more explosive.
Well, we weren't sure who we would see tonight, but everybody is apparently available and healthy. Third down for Carroll. Renda facing pressure. They slip it out. Penn on the reception across the 20, 25, 30 and dragged down along the Hebron sideline. A Dragon Den first down and then some for Davis Penn on his first touch of the season.
A great job by Renda just allowing his check down to go to Penn. And I tell you what, just shake the butterflies off a little bit for Penn. A nice reception, getting to the sidelines. Great job, great pitch and catch.
A replay is brought to you by Rico Revolution, as Penn on the play picks up 17 yards. They go up the middle this time. Gain of 1 to the 36. Penn gets another one.
You got to love just, again, this Penn getting there, shaking the rust off. He's been a guy who's been out of the lineup for, Chris, how many weeks now?
Area round of the playoffs against Friendship.
And I tell you what, it always feels good because the stretch that's coming up is going to be vital for Carroll the next 2 weeks.
2nd and 9. Biggers into the game at running back now. Renda looking to throw. Left sideline. Comeback route is incomplete. Intended for Knowles. But for Davis Penn, how big are those first couple of touches just to get you back in game action?
I think as a player in anything, it just helps the mentality. It shows that, hey, I can do this. I don't need to be worried. I don't need to be light-footed. I just need to go 100%. And it does speak volumes in terms of just the psyche of a player. And so great job by Penn just getting in there, and Joachim Art as well.
3rd and 9 for Carroll. Mackey in motion. Renda will throw, completes it short to Biggers, who surges forward across the 45. Let's see where they mark it. It is going to be enough for a Dragon Den first down.
And this is what you love to see about Angelo Renda. He's making the progressions in his mind. He's looking down the field. He's going down to his checkdowns. Good job by hitting Biggers and getting him out there in the flat and letting him, in his speed and his ability, get that first down. Terrific check down.
You talk about the number of backs and receivers now rotating in and out for the Dragons. The number of weapons they have is bordering on ridiculous. They go 6 to 8 deep.
That's what Coach Towles said
receivers.
A lot. He mentioned that Coach Dodge said they're a young team 2 years ago. He goes, you're the most athletic team now.
Renda's going to take a shot on first down. Left side, it is going to be caught inside the 10, stumbling down inside the 5 goes Brody Knowles. A huge play on first down as Carroll goes short, and tries to take the top off this defense.
It's great just getting vertical with Brody Knowles. They want that man-to-man coverage to get deep, and great job by Knowles by getting the reception.
On 1st and goal, they give it to Biggers, plunging up the middle. He is going to be just short of the goal line.
The big guys are signaling touchdown. The refs are saying, nope, we'll give you another opportunity.
So 2nd and goal for Carroll. Let's see if they just try to let Biggers punch it in once again. Bring in a couple of tight ends here in Fraga and Bobrowski after that 52-yard reception by Brody Knowles that got him another first down, brought to you by the Dragon Den. A couple of tight ends in there. Biggers in the backfield. He'll get it again. Right up the gut. This time he is in for the touchdown. Biggers scored twice last week. That's his 3rd of the year already, and Carroll goes up 13-0.
It's not a hard call. Get behind Kerry Clayton, Nathan Dumrocky, and find the end zone. This offensive line is such a dominant unit. You can score from anywhere on this line when you get inside the 10-yard line. Great job by Carroll putting in the end zone.
Touchdown sponsored by Kim Bedwell Luxury Real Estate. A Strange knocks through the extra point. Extra points and field goals this season brought to you by CLC Roofing. Well, with 3:05 rather to go in the first quarter, it's Carroll 14, Hebron nothing on the Dragon Sports Network.
The Dragon Den is your home for the best selection of Dragon fan gear in town. We offer many styles and sizes, and we're your Dragon Hat headquarters. 100% of your purchase supports our student athletes and UIL sports grades 7 through 12. We're open weekly during all home football games and most Tuesdays and Fridays 11 to 2. We're everything Dragon. Interested in volunteering with us? We need adult and high school volunteers to work during hours we are open. That's the Dragon Den at Dragon Stadium. Go Dragons!
Hello, Dragon fans. Julie Walter here from the Baker Firm, Fidelity National Title, located right here in Southlake. It's Dragon football season, and as a mother of 4 former Dragons, I truly know how busy our fall schedules can get. At the Baker Firm, we provide great customer service with our knowledgeable escrow team, and we pride ourselves with a boutique-style title office that will close our customers anywhere in the DFW area. So, as you get ready to sell, buy, or refinance your home, be sure to tell your local agent or lender you want to close with the Baker Firm, and you are sure to score a touchdown.
Kick is away off the foot of Gavin Strange, going to be brought out of the end zone by Coster, who is going to be hit hard shy of the 25-yard line and brought down right at the 25. Strange coming up to make the hit. He does it all. When you have your starting safety as your kicker, it kind of helps on the kick coverage.
Well, you know they're tough, right?
There is a flag down at the 20-yard line.
Block in the back on the return, number 84. 10-yard penalty, first down.
Getting A.D. McQueen for the block in the back. We'll back the Hawks up a little bit. Carroll up 14-0. Angelo Renda, Robert, we are all of 9 minutes into this game, is 5 of 6 for 164 yards.
It's a pretty good day so far, Chris.
Well, it helps when a couple of those receptions are 68 and 56. On first down, another big hit taken by the Dragons, or taken by the Hawks, as the backup quarterback is in there now for the Hawks in Ridge Lias. He's the sophomore, and you thought he looked really athletic on film.
On film, I was really excited about him and the opportunity of hopefully getting a chance in this game. You know, he brings a different element to this Hebron offense, very similar to what Creighton Jr. did last year. And I'll tell you what, they seem just a little more explosive with him in the game.
They get him a quick completion over the middle. That goes to Coster for a short gain shy of the 20.
You know, I wouldn't be surprised as this progresses, they include him a little bit more. You got to remember Coach Towle said, like last year, their second game, they changed everything with Southlake and really allowed them to make that run and get in the playoffs. And they really used the Southlake game as a learning game more than anything. So I think Ridge Lias, he's got a lot of ability, and he is a threat. He can escape and he can make plays.
So 3rd and short. Dragon defense showing pressure. They bring it. Lias hands it off. McCray Jones not going to have anywhere to go. The Dragons get to him behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss on the run. One of the first Dragon defenders there was Jackson Oakley.
Jackson Oakley just playing on the left side end. I can't tell you how strong he is. He does an excellent job getting off blocks, and this is what, you know, the D corner Coach Mon wants to see. We're seeing 3 straight drives of Hebron getting off the field, and it's going to be a long night for this Hawk just team overall if they can't start moving the sticks more consistently, Chris.
On the last possession, they were at least able to maintain possession for a few minutes.
Timeout, Hebron. First time out of the half.
But they go 3 and out on this possession, and Towles will take his first timeout of the half. Timeouts brought to you by Dragon Special Olympics. We will take the timeout with them. With 1:12 to go in the first, it's Carroll 14, Hebron nothing on the Dragon Sports Network.
Hey Dragons, athletes, fans, and champions of all kinds. I'm Dr. Isabel Lopez at Life's Medicine, and my team and I are here to help you feel, recover, and perform at your absolute best. From guided weight loss to hormone balance, we create a personalized game plan for peak health. Boost your recovery with cryotherapy, recharge with red light therapy, and fuel your body with our powerful Slim Shots. Don't just cheer from the sidelines. Step into your own strongest and healthiest self. Visit us and let's build your winning season, both on and off the field, at Life's Medicine, where health meets performance. Go Dragons!
On 4th down, Hebron punting it away, a short punt by the Hawks, fielded by Boyd, and he will step out of bounds along the Dragons sideline. But Cameron Allen, an uncharacteristically short punt, gives the Dragons great field position.
Well, you're seeing a little bit from the Dragons. You're seeing working with an intermediate field, a long field, and now the short field. And so, you know, I would expect establishing some type of run game here while you're inside the 50.
We've seen them take big shots on each of their first 2 possessions. One of them was the touchdown reception by Blake Gunter. The second one hauled in by Brody Knowles that got the Dragons inside the 10. We see Harrison Phillips, the sophomore running back, into the game for the first time alongside Angelo Renda on this possession. And Phillips going to get it on first down, going to be hit in the backfield and driven back by this Hawks defense. Brought down by one of the outside linebackers, Aaron McCardle.
A good job by McCardle just getting out there and making the play. We talk about this linebacker group. We haven't said a lot about them, but we talk about, number 9 is probably, their best linebacker, Farrell Giddens, and then, watch out for 14, that free safety, Broussard, someone that Coach Towles is really excited about.
So, loss of a couple of yards on first down. Renda will throw on second down. He's going to take another shot down the right sideline, looking for Boyd. He dives and he hauls it in for the touchdown. What a catch by Brock Boyd, running step for step with the corner Jaquelin Hall. A 44-yard touchdown reception, and all the receivers getting in on the act in the first quarter.
Chris, I don't know what you can do if you're Hebron, but I'll tell you what, Angelo Rendo sees that man-to-man coverage, and he's just licking his chops, and he has Brock Boyd out there out in front. It's going to be hard to defend him on any play. Touchdown, Brock Boyd.
So it's now 20-0 Carroll. Touchdowns brought to you by Kim Bedwell Luxury Real Estate as Strange comes on for the extra point. Out of the hold of Luke Jacquemart. Extra points brought to you by CLC Roofing. 17 seconds left in the first quarter. Already Carroll 21 and Hebron nothing on the Dragon Sports Network.
Hey, Dragon fans, this is Robert Clayton with the Clayton team at Clayton Real Estate. Karen Young and I have been proudly serving Southlake for over 30 years in residential resale, family owned and operated, and former Dragons. Being a Dragon graduate, we truly understand what it means to be a Dragon. Tradition, excellence, and a winning team. That's what we provide our clients, the best service and experience in the industry with a winning tradition. Dragons representing Dragons. Call us today at 817-894-4152 or visit us on the web at www.dragonrealtors.com. Go Dragons.
A two-play, 47-second drive for the Dragons that ended with that unbelievable Brock Boyd diving reception in the end zone for a touchdown for Boyd. His second of the year, had one last week against Midland, and it puts Carroll on top 21-0.
And unfortunately, those listening at home, I had asked Chris about the timing of the drives, and unfortunately he works with me and math isn't my strong suit, so I unfortunately cannot give you the average of the drives, but I will tell you what each drive was. First scoring drive, 11 seconds. Second drive, 2 minutes and 55 seconds. And then the third drive, 47 seconds.
The Dragons not holding possession for very long. They've only had the ball for 3 minutes and 53 seconds, so actually losing the time of possession by a significant margin. But when your three big plays on those drives are all 50-plus yards.
And you talk about the big three in that receiving core, Brock Boyd, Blake Gunter, and Knowles. Terrific job.
And I thought on that reception by Knowles that Jaquelin Hall was in pretty good coverage on him. He was running step for step with him down the field. Boyd just laid out and hauled it in.
Yeah, it's just the athleticism of Boyd and what he can do. He's just a playmaker, Chris. He's just a bona fide playmaker going to Ohio State. He just makes plays on the field.
So Brady Brock back out there at quarterback for Hebron on this drive after we saw the sophomore Ridge Lias last time Hebron had the ball. And they'll get it out into the flat to Ahmad Ware across the 30-35, has the first down and dragging a tackler with him. First down's brought to you by the Dragon Den, and Robert, Ahmad Ware is a guy you think is a really talented offensive player.
Well, I watched him on the Duncanville scrimmage, and then last week versus Jesuit, he stood out immediately, and I had to ask myself, and I reviewed it with you as well, how do they get him involved in the offense more? He is the best athlete on the field for this Hebron team at any moment. They got to get him involved more. He's just, he can get open, he can run the ball, he can dynamic player for this offense.
He's lined up in the slot here on first down. Brock going to take a shot down the middle of the field, looking for Hoke, but it falls incomplete.
Yeah, Ahmad Ware, he's the guy. He had about 200 yards receiving last year, and he's kind of that utility guy. And I would love really to see him and Ridge Lias, the backup, in doing some type of combination in the backfield. I think that'd be pretty dynamic.
Right now, Ware is the receiver lined up on the left side of the formation along the hash. They motion the running back out to the right side, get it to McCray Jones, trying to get outside, does, and is bumped out of bounds as he crosses the 40-yard line.
It's a good pickup out here.
That's the end of the first quarter.
So it'll be Hebron facing a third down when we come back for the start of the second quarter. 12 minutes in the books. It's Carroll 21 and Hebron nothing on the Dragon Sports Network.
Looking for a roofer who truly knows Southlake? My name is Chad Cross, owner of CLC Roofing, a longtime Southlake resident who's proud to serve this community. For decades, we have protected Dragon Country with roofs built to handle the scorching sun, sudden hail, and high winds, all while keeping your homes looking beautiful. CLC Roofing proudly supports the Carroll ISD, the Carroll Booster Club, and local events. Supporting Southlake is part of who we are. We know every HOA standard, city code, and neighborhood nuance because we live here too. When the storm hits, we're not hours away. We're already in your community, ready to help the moment you need us. Our crews are safety certified and led by project managers who always focus on details. From minor repairs to full replacements, we bring expert craftsmanship and clear communication to every project. We only install top-tier roofing materials, and as an Owens Corning Platinum Preferred contractor, we can offer extended warranties most roofers cannot, because trust and quality go hand in hand. Protect the tradition, Southlake.
Hebron facing a third down and 6 from its own 40-yard line. The Hawks are 2 of 5 on third down so far tonight, trailing 21-0 as we start the second quarter. Brock will throw on third down over the middle. It's caught. Hoke across the 50 into Dragon territory. Brought down there for Carroll by Will Lines. It's a first down brought to you by the Dragon Den.
A great job by Drew Koster. He gets there in a little slot position. He can wiggle underneath the defense as he does there. Great option for Brock, picking up the first down, and that was a down they desperately needed. They had to continue this drive at all costs.
So they get into Carroll territory. Ball at the Dragon 44. Two receivers each side. And they'll keep it on the ground. McCray Jones trying to bounce it outside. Gets outside the hash across the 40, 35, 30, and goes out of bounds for another Dragon Den first down.
We talked about McCray Jones having that little bit of that wiggle, and great job on the inside zone. Just cutting it back to the backside. Great vision, and then attacking the sideline and getting the first down.
McCray Jones scored a couple of touchdowns last week against Jesuit. 84 yards on 23 carries. 3-year starter for this team, was first team All-District a year ago, second team in 2023. They bring Koster in motion. Give it to him, trying to pop it outside. Nothing there. The Dragon defense there to answer. Drops him for a 2-yard loss.
Big Crawford Taylor, he is so fast and he has such a get off the ball. A terrific job on just getting down the line and making the tackle, making the play. And I love seeing this defensive line develop and play together and doing such an excellent job.
Second and 12, and Crawford Taylor now through 5 quarters this year, a name that we've called a lot. Trips to the right on second and long. Brock looking to throw over the middle. It is bobbled and incomplete. Koster had a step but just could not hang on to it, and it'll be third and long.
Yeah, they look for those slants there, where they're behind the chains a little bit. That's their go-to route, and Koster playing that little slot area, gets in. He can get underneath that defense, and he wants to have that one back.
Extra defensive back coming into the game for Carroll here on third and long as we see the junior Landon Harris jog out onto the field. Third and 12. Carroll with just 3 down linemen. They throw one over the middle, complete but not enough. Across the 35-yard line goes Coster. It'll be 4th down.
You know, you had Robbie Ladd there showing some type of blitz that backed off at the last moment, dropped into coverage. You know, great job and disguise on this Dragon defense to at least only allow 5 to 6 yards.
You get the sense there that Hebron knew this was going to be 4-down territory just based on that 3rd down play call, because they're going for it here. And a whistle blows. I think there was something on the field down near the goal line. One of the officials ran in to pick it up. So the clock will resume. The Dragons looking to come up with a 4th down stop. 6 yards to go for the Hawks. Brock will throw. Under pressure, flushed out to the right side. Going to try to tuck it and run. Has the 1st down and more, and finally bumped out of bounds and takes a shot on the back end of that play from Luke Bussman.
Pushed out of bounds by Robbie Ladd and Luke Bussman.
Flag comes in.
There is a flag on the play.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, defense, number 7, half distance to the goal, 1st down.
We see the Recoat Revolution replay.
That's number 7's.
Bussman coming in with the hit on Brock. Gets Hebron half the distance to the goal from the end of that play. It'll be 1st and goal here, with the ball on about the 4.5 yard line. So 2 receivers left side. We've got a tight end on each side of the set. McCray Jones in the backfield. Brock throws over the middle. It is knocked down.
Again, Crawford Taylor just getting there, being a disruptor. Again, we called his name so much, not only from tonight, but last week as well. And you knew he was going to be a playmaker on this defense. Terrific job. Now, if I'm Hebron here, you've got to get behind this offensive line and try to push into these 4 yards and get McCray Jones behind this line and get in the end zone. You can't walk away here with no points on the board.
It's an experienced line. It's an experienced running back. 2nd and goal from the 4. Brock will throw again. Goes corner of the end zone, throws it up for Hoke. It is knocked away. In coverage there for the Dragons was Austin Bussman. Or did he catch it? I thought it hit the turf. Hauled in by Hoke for the touchdown.
And again, this is something they practice an awful lot, just catching it at its high point and coming down. And how can you miss Tyler Hoke? He's got the Dragon green shoes and the Dragon gloves on. He is a target out there, and his favorite target. A great pitch and catch by Brock to Hoke.
So touchdown brought to you by Kim Bedwell Luxury Real Estate. And the extra point presented by CLC Roofing brings Hebron back to within 14 with 9:23 to go in the second. It's Carroll 21, Hebron 7 on the Dragon Sports Network.
Southlake Dermatology offers specialized acne regimens using a combination of prescriptions and procedures that are covered by insurance. The Specialized Acne Treatment Center offers a full range of services with access to samples and rebates that are only available through a dermatologist. Our office is on the 3rd floor of the Southlake Medical Building attached to Methodist Hospital off of 114. Find us on Facebook or search our website at southlakedermatology.com.
Looking for a place the whole family will love? Come check out Champions Club at the Mark Southlake. Conveniently located off Southlake Boulevard in Bicentennial Park, Champions Club is your local, safe, and fun destination for fitness, play, and connection. From state-of-the-art workout spaces and exciting group fitness classes to our aquatic center, indoor courts, and party rentals, there's something for everyone. Make Champions Club your home for health, recreation, and family fun. Join today and discover what it means to live like a champion. Go Dragons!
So Hebron on the board, trailing Carroll now 21-7 with just under 9.5 minutes to go in the second quarter. Cameron Allen's kick goes through the end zone for a touchback. Hebron's drive, 11 plays, 75 yards, took 3 minutes and 54 seconds. And that's kind of what you would say the antidote is to keeping this Carroll offense off the field, is just eat up a few minutes.
You had to, and again, it was reminiscent from the playoff game. Their biggest play was a broken play, with Brock going out and running for the first down and setting up that touchdown. But again, you have Carroll's offense back on the field again.
Biggers the running back to start this series. They motion Gunter out right side. Renda throws into the flat. This is caught by Mackey, working his way up across the 30, pushed out of bounds near the yard to gain for the first. We'll see where they spot it.
Again, it's the motion from this Dragon offense going out there, holding in that outside linebacker from the little fake give, and then the receivers out there blocking on the perimeter. And I'll tell you, that's the best way Dodge says to get on the field, block on the perimeter. Great job.
So second and short. Let's see if they take a shot here. Gunter, the motion man again. Renda fakes it on the naked bootleg and is going to be thrown down for a sack. Getting there for the Hawks was the blitzing linebacker, Cortland Whitkoff. And Robert, you told me before the game he's the guy that they're going to bring when they bring a fourth pass rusher.
They do. If they're on the boundary, they're bringing Whitkoff. He's going to be that outside linebacker, and he's got a green light every time. So you got to be careful when you do these type of rollouts. You've got to know that he's going to be there on the edge waiting for you.
Those sacks tonight brought to you by Life's Medicine. Start your ultimate recovery with Life's Medicine, located on Southlake Boulevard. Third and long, 15 yards to gain for the Dragons. Renda throws it out in the flat. Gunter gets a good block, spins out of a tackle, breaks one at the 30, across the 35, 40, past midfield, and he is going to finally be pulled out of bounds as he crossed the 30-yard line. What a play by Blake Gunter, willing himself to the first down and then some.
Welcome, Blake Gunter. Incredible job, young man. What an effort. You get up the field on a pop pass. It takes 2 hits, continues getting north, and what a finish on the catch. Terrific job.
50 yards on the catch and run by Blake Gunter, as this big play offense has exploded so far tonight. First downs tonight brought to you by the Dragon Den. They get it to Boyd, trying to bounce it outside on the right side on first down, still on his feet, and spins forward to the 30-yard line, a gain of 5.
I love it. Getting to running towards the field, getting Boyd involved on a reverse. Get the ball in Boyd's hand, let him make a play. He's that playmaker for this offense. And great job. And just, again, incrementally moving the sticks, big play. Move the sticks, big play.
Clayton Johnson comes into the game for the Dragons along the offensive line. Second and 5 with Biggers in the backfield. Whistle blows.
Please reset the game clock to 7 minutes and 50 seconds and start it on my signal.
They put 10 seconds back on the clock. Second down for Carroll. Renda sends a man out in motion to the left side. Biggers behind the right guard, pushes forward for about 3.
Good to see Nathan Domrocki coming back in. Great job by Clayton Johnson being aware coming in. He's a young sophomore offensive lineman. He's going to have a lot of football in front of him, and he's the guy that they're looking forward to here in the future for this Dragon offense.
They ran right behind him on the play that he was in the game. 3rd and short for the Dragons. They've got to get to the 25. 3 receivers to the left. Biggers still in at running back. Renda takes the snap following Biggers as his blocker makes one defender miss and will step out of bounds shy of the 20, but with plenty for the first down, sponsored by the Dragon Den.
Again, running towards the field, and Biggers becomes that lead blocker for Renda, and this is where we're seeing a lot of these design runs with Renda more this year. Get him in the field, use his speed. He might be the fastest guy on the field.
Timeout, Southlake. First time out of the half.
Riley Dodge will use his first timeout, brought to you by Carroll ISD Special Olympics. We will take it as well with 6:56 to go in the second quarter. It's the Dragons 21 and the Hawks 7 on the Dragons Sports Network.
For mission-critical business litigation in Texas, business owners and executives trust Sean McCaskill and the law firm of Godwin Bowman PC. My wife Laura and I are 20-year residents of Southlake and the proud parents of 4 dragons. I've been a dedicated volunteer in Southlake for the past 13 years, including serving 7 years on Southlake City Council. I'm the president and managing shareholder at Godwin Bowman, which was established in Dallas in 1980 to serve clients with business litigation issues all the way to the Texas Supreme Court. I've been with the firm for over 20 years, and I'm board certified in civil appellate law by the Texas Board of Legal Specialization. Please consider me, Sean McCaskill, and the law firm of Godwin Bowman for your business litigation needs. Please visit our website at www.godwinbowman.com for more information. I promise you that we'll provide big city experience together with small town service.
New set of downs for Carroll after Angelo Renda picks up the first down with his legs. They had Mackey in the backfield, now motioning to the H-back position. Renda jab steps and will fire left side. It is caught and wrestled down to the ground is Davis Penn. So using their personnel in different ways here are the Dragons. Penn was split out wide. Mackey was in the backfield. So a little bit of a different look.
Yeah, you saw Renda trying to get them to move and shift a little bit on the back end. And coming back on the comeback route to Davis Penn. Great job by Penn hanging in there, making the catch.
Now we see Brock Boyd in the backfield. Penn split out wide to the left. They motion Boyd out to the right side. Renda empty backfield. Will throw, gets it to Boyd in the flat. One-on-one with the defender there. And a nice open field tackle made by Cortland Whitkoff on Brock Boyd.
That's not an easy tackle for Whitkoff, especially one-to-one with Brock Boyd. But great job of staying home and not allowing Boyd to use his athleticism against you.
Carroll runs the tight end John Mart Fraga onto the field for one of its receivers on 3rd and short here from the 15. Penn in the backfield with Renda. Phrase that we said over and over again last season. Good to see Davis back on the field. Receiver comes in motion. They'll give it to Penn. Up the gut. Has the first down. He's stopped at the 12-yard line, but that'll move the chains for a Dragon Den first down.
There's some plays that make you feel good, Chris, and that just felt right on Penn getting into the inside zone, getting behind Kerry Clayton, Nathan Domrocki, and Will Barley, and getting to the first down market, something we're so used to as Dragon fans with Davis Penn in the lineup.
Penn nearly 1,000 yards rushing last year, 17 touchdowns. Did not play last week against Midland, but making his return here tonight. First down for Carroll. They flip it to Boyd. Spins away from a defender and is hit shy of the 5-yard line, but Boyd showing the athleticism, getting away from that first tackler.
What a block by Davis Penn. That might be the block of the night on springing Boyd there on the play. A terrific job blocking.
Timeout, Hebron. Second time out of the half.
Now Hebron wants to use a timeout, brought to you by Dragons Special Olympics. We will take it as well with 5:28 to go before halftime. It's Carroll 21, Hebron 7 on the Dragons Sports Network.
Hello Hello, Dragon fans. It's no secret, Southlake Carroll students have a long history of success. Protect the Tradition speaks to the success Carroll students have achieved in the past, both on and off the field. Games aren't won on game day. It's hours and hours of practice, working together, and trust in the process that builds confidence that leads our students to achieve extraordinary results. Like the Dragons, our team at Mills Wealth has a long history of success. We're celebrating our 25th year anniversary of helping clients make wise decisions about money. If we can help you, check us out online at millswealthadvisors.com.
Hebron coach John Towles using his second timeout here before a second down for the Dragons inside the Hawks' 10-yard line. Carroll trying to punch in its fourth touchdown of the night. As we are under 6 minutes till halftime, they give it to Davis Penn running up the middle, a surge into the end zone. Welcome back, Davis Penn. Touchdown, Dragons.
What a job by Davis Penn. Just following the big guys up front. He trails Tristan Dare right into the end zone. The big guy leading the way. And Davis just follow me right into the end zone. I got you, brother. Terrific job by Davis Penn getting into the end zone.
Touchdown brought to you by Kim Bedwell Luxury Real Estate. And Penn going to be flagged, I believe, after that play. Saw he and Jaqueline Hall going at it.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct on the offense, number 3.
A little excitement, Chris. Your first touchdown back in a while.
That penalty will be enforced on the kickoff.
Yeah, Penn's been waiting since November for this moment. Punches one into the end zone, his first of the season. And Gavin Strange on for the CLC Roofing extra point try out of the hold of Luke Jacquemart. It is up and through. So with 5:25 to go in the second quarter, it's Carroll 28 and Hebron 7 on the Dragon Sports Network.
For your next family get-together, church event, or corporate outing, well, leave the cooking to Feed Store Barbecue in Southlake. Feed Store has everything you need to make everyone happy with delicious barbecue, fixings, and desserts. And the best part, they'll set it all up for you, and they'll take it away when you're done. All you have to do is eat. Call us at 817-488-1445 or online at feedstorebbq.com. Go Dragons.
This is John McKellar from White's Chapel in Southlake. This is one of my favorite times of the year because football is back. The Dragons are all about tradition, and White's Chapel is no different. For over 150 years, White's Chapel has been at the heart of this community. We're a church that preaches a message of grace and love. We'd like to invite you to join us for worship this weekend. Go Dragons!
An 11-play, 75-yard drive for the Dragons that took 3 minutes and 57 seconds, ending in a Davis Penn touchdown run. Robert, the longest drive of the game time-wise for Carroll tonight.
What I loved most about the drive was just Davis Penn. You saw him do everything. You saw him catch it. You saw him block, and you saw him get it into the end zone. Again, welcome back, Davis Penn.
This one returnable for the Hawks. Nathan Parnell takes it up to the 31-yard line. And Hebron will try to come up with an answer here for the Dragons and also probably try to take as much time off the clock before halftime as it can.
Yeah, I think if you're Hebron, you just want to bleed the clock a little bit. Don't leave a lot of time so Southlake can't think, well, hey, we can do a little 2-minute drill, go down and score before half. You got to milk some of this time off. And plus, try to get a little bit of points on the board if you can.
Brady Brock, the quarterback. We only saw the sophomore, Ridge Lias, for one series. They've stuck with Brock the rest of the way. 2 receivers to each side. Ball on the left hash. Coster goes in motion. They flip it to him. He is able to turn the corner across the 35, tackled up ahead to the 39-yard line, about a yard or two shy of the marker.
You're seeing Coster being that little gadget-type player here for this offense where he's kind of that Swiss Army knife. He's on the jet sweeps. He's the slants down the middle. He's finding a way to make plays for this Hebron offense.
Second and short. 3 receivers bunched on the right side of the line. Coster among them. Brock looking to throw, dumps it over the middle. It is caught for the first down by Ethan Hellwig, tackled by William Chen.
Yeah, you see on this Hebron offense, it's not really designed to stretch the field. It's really intermediate passes, almost check downs into the second and third receivers. It's nothing fancy. It's just a little bit of gritty football and finding the man open and getting the ball to him.
First down brought to you by the Dragon Den, located at Dragon Stadium. It's the official store for Dragon Spirit Wear. Trips left, Hoke to the right. That's on the short side of the field in those neon green cleats. Brock gets it over the middle to Hoke at the 45, bounces off of one tackler, spins out of a couple of more, and finally brought down by the Dragons' Robbie Ladd after picking up a first down.
Well, you're seeing the skill of Tyler Hoke. He can get there on the slant, and he can get there quickly. Coach Towle says he's the guy who's so underrated in the college recruiting world that he feels he should have some more offers on the table than he actually does. But a tremendous receiver and a great threat, a guy that brought in over almost 700 yards receiving last year for the Hawks.
He picks up a Dragon Den first down. Brock will throw again. Deep over the middle, just overthrew Hoke. He had a little window to squeeze it in, but a little too much on it.
Well, this is where you see the inaccuracy of Brock come at times, especially watching on film. When you get out those further from those intermediate routes, or you get into longer routes, his touch kind of leaves just a little bit, and they can't haul it in. They've got to work on that if they really want to execute as an offense.
They've got the weapons from a skill player standpoint. Talented group of receivers with McCray Jones at running back. They go empty backfield here on 2nd and 10. Quick hitter left side. Pass is caught by Hellwig. Not quite enough for the first down. It'll be 3rd and short.
Get a little bit of the tempo. I like to see a little more urgency with this Hebron offense. I know we're trying to milk a little bit of time off the clock, but again, you got Southlake a little bit on the ropes of this drive on just getting into the sticks and getting the yardage. It's a big 3rd down conversion here if they can get it.
No safeties back deep for Carroll here as they go empty backfield again on 3rd and 1. Brock lets one fly down the right sideline. Some miscommunication on that play call. There's no receiver. They all ran short stop routes.
Again, the call here, you're 3rd and 1, and you've got to get off. You've got to get the first down. Try running it. I mean, the clock is still on your side. Try to get the first down first.
So 4th and short. They go empty set again. Dragons crowd the line of scrimmage. Brock going to keep it on the ground, trying to get outside. Does across the 25 and runs out of bounds after picking up the first.
Good design run by Brock. He had to do that. He found his opening there off of tackle, took it to the sidelines, and more importantly, he got out of bounds. Chris, stop the clock.
With 2:46 to go, the Hawks trailing by 21. First down's brought to you by the Dragon Den. And now they bring McCray Jones back into the backfield after a couple of plays where he was in the slot. 3 receivers tight to the right side of the formation. Over the middle, it is dropped. The intended receiver was Ahmad Ware. Ball was a little bit low, and he couldn't go down and get it.
Yeah, you mentioned it earlier. You're seeing the weapons on this team, and it's very similar to what we saw last year in week 2 against them, is that you saw the weapons and the potential. It's about just honing that in. You've got the playmakers on the field, but you got to deliver it.
Replays tonight brought to you by Recoat Revolution, dustless wood floor refinishing. So Hebron trying to come up with some points before halftime. Brock over the middle again, nearly intercepted. Coming up from his safety position and diving for it was the senior Austin Bussman, but ball didn't hang up long enough for him.
Yeah, and this secondary is a very talented secondary, ranked the number 1 in the state per publication. And great job in clogging that middle. Hebron's loving the slants all night tonight. And great job by taking it away.
The Hawks have looked good on this drive so far, but now that the field's getting a little bit tighter, had a harder time moving the ball. Brock will throw again. This one also broken up. A couple of Dragon defenders in the area. Bussman along with Landon Harris.
Again, as this field gets shorter, right, these windows become a little bit tighter. 2 plays in a row, we see Bussman's just right there. Great job on the deflection. And this is the problem. Most offenses have issues while they get a shorter field because the windows are tighter.
So they will try a field goal here from 27. It's Cameron Allen, knocks it up, and it is wide to the right. So Allen misses the long field goal try, and the Hawks turn it over on downs. It'll be Carroll ball.
We talked about the start of that drive for Hebron. They had to milk the clock, and they had to get some type of points on the board. They didn't do enough of either, and now you're given an opportunity for this Dragon offense to run this 2-minute drill and see if they can get more points on the board before half and receiving it after half.
2:29 to go in the second quarter. Carroll has scored every time it's had the ball so far tonight. Try to make it 5 for 5 before halftime. Biggers in the game at running back. They bring a man in motion, give it to Biggers, running up the middle. He's swarmed there after a short gain and brought down after a pickup of 2.
Yeah, curious on what Riley is going to do here. Again, 2 minutes left. Are you going to put it on the ground, or are you going to go to the air? Or are you going to play with some tempo? It's a good opportunity for this offense.
And Riley Dodge is going to spend a timeout here.
That's the 2-minute timeout.
A 2-minute timeout here at Dragon Stadium. We'll take it as well. Dragons lead at 28-7 over the Hawks on the Dragon Sports Network.
Talk is cheap when it comes to saving our country. We're not just any cell phone service provider. We're Patriot Mobile. It's not enough to simply talk about values. We live them. Defending life, protecting our First and Second Amendments, and celebrating our military and first responder heroes. We're boots on the ground making a difference. We're America's only Christian conservative wireless provider with nationwide coverage on all 3 major networks and 100% U.S.-based customer service. Join Patriot Mobile today and make an impact every time you use your cell phone.
So an actual 2-minute drill coming up here for the Dragons. 2nd and 7 from their own 23-yard line. Angelo Renda will see if he can lead this offense down the field and punch it in one more time before the half. Low snap gets through his legs. He goes and is able to pick it up, rolling out to his left. Playing scramble drill and completes it to Blake Gunter for the first down.
Great heads up by Angelo on the snap. He's rolling back out, and what awareness by Gunter coming back and getting to the ball. A good throw by Renda.
Dragon Den first down. And the Dragon offense back at the line of scrimmage in a hurry. Trips to the left. One receiver alone on the right side. They get it to Knowles on the screen pass and a little too far in front of him. It falls incomplete.
That pass
You want to see some tempo with this Dragon offense and continue. You got to get that, you had a snap there. You got to get that up just a little bit. Renda, this is where he grows as a quarterback, even as a senior. At these opportunities to lead the team, a minute 50 left in the second half, something that you can build on all year, Chris.
So the clock stopped with a minute 48 to go. That reception by Gunter picked up a big chunk of yards for him. Renda will throw, has time, deep over the middle, wide open is Knowles across the 30, 25 and out of bounds. Brody Knowles was all by himself in the center of the field and picks up a Dragon Den first down.
You love the poise of Renda in the pocket. He felt a little bit of pressure, steps up, delivers a strike on the slant over to Knowles, and watch the heads-up play by Knowles of just knowing that, hey, let's not try to be a hero here. Let's get to the sidelines and let's save some time.
Carroll does still have 2 of its timeouts, and now plenty of time on the clock at the 25-yard line. Renda fakes the handoff, goes over the middle again, dropping down to a knee. To pick it up is Brock Boyd. That gets him inside the 10-yard line. A first down presented by the Dragon Den. So clock is running here, but first and goal with a minute 20 to go. No rush from the Carroll side. They've got Biggers in the Fraga in the slot left. He goes in motion to the right side of the line. They hand it off to Biggers. Jumps over the line, still churning the legs. Gets into the end zone for the touchdown. Brooks Biggers keeps the legs churning and powers through the Hebron defense for another touchdown.
What a run by Biggers. The left side essentially just collapsed here. And this is all Biggers, his effort through the line. You see how it collapses on the left. He jumps it. Second effort makes it the end zone. This is just any second effort. This is a 5-yard second effort for Biggers in the end zone. Great job.
Just dragging 2 defenders with him across the goal line for the touchdown, brought to you by Kim Bedwell Luxury Real Estate. Gavin Strange on for the point after try. It is up and through from CLC Roofing. With just over a minute to play before halftime, it's Carroll 35 and Hebron 7 on the Dragon Sports Network.
Are you considering buying or selling your home in Southlake? I'm Kim Bedwell with Briggs Freeman Sotheby's International Realty, and I would love to assist you. Recognized as one of the top professionals in Southlake by both industry peers and clients, I am a proud mother of 2 dragons and have been a resident of this amazing community for over 20 years. I know Southlake inside and out, and I am committed to ensuring your real estate journey is seamless and successful. You can find me at kimbedwell.com. Kim Bedwell Real Estate, delivering the highest level of experience and results in Southlake and beyond. Go Dragons!
Hey everyone, this is Michael Baum, General Manager at Hearst and Louisville Autoplex. We are longtime supporters of all things Dragons. This season, if you want to show up to the game in style, come see me or Brees Higgins, where we have the largest selection of late model, high-end, pre-owned trucks and SUVs. As a family-owned and operated dealership, we'll treat you like part of our family. Come see us on either side of the Metroplex and get a new ride today. Shop us online 24/7 at HurstAutoplex.com. Go Dragons!
(35-7) Carroll the score with a minute to go before halftime. And the kickoff will be brought out of the end zone by the Hawks and knocked down shy of the 15-yard line. Was Nathan Parnell. That one was deep into the end zone, but he opted to take it out anyway. So Carroll now up by 28 points after the touchdown by Brooks Biggers. For Biggers, his second touchdown of the night. 2 backs in the backfield here. They hand it to Ware, running up the middle, still moving his legs across the 20-yard line. You can see there the power that you're talking about from the tight end.
Well, you see the backfield there. It was Ridge Lias and Ahmad Ware, something I've been wanting to see all game. Yeah, I think those are their most talented players on this offensive side. Minus a few of the perimeter players. You've got to get them involved.
And again, it's Lias flanked by McCray Jones and Ware again. They motion Ware out, give it to McCray Jones, running behind the right side. Is going to have enough for the first down, brought to you by the Dragon Den, up to the 25. The clock will continue to tick. Cowell's not using another timeout with this field position.
Brought down by number 21, Robbie Ladd. That's good for a Hawks first down.
So clock ticking under 5. They do not have to snap the ball again. And Hebron will let the clock expire on the first half.
Your score.
And Robert, as complete of an offensive half as you'll want to see from this Carroll group.
Well, scoring at will, and you've had some familiar faces back in the game, and Luke Jackamard, Davis Penn, executing on all cylinders. Just what Riley wants to do. He mentioned at the beginning of the season, this is something that he wants to get accomplished. He wants to put some points on the board. Definitely did it this first half.
Well, after 2 quarters of play, it is Carroll 35, Hebron 7. We'll take a break and come back with the Feed Store Barbecue halftime show in just a moment on the Dragon Sports Network.
Recoat Revolution, your one-day floor solution. I'm Joe Worrell, Southlake resident, Air Force veteran, and proud father of 2 dragons. Our one-day sandless, dustless process refreshes flooring without the mess, smell, and expense of traditional refinishing. If your floors have damage, wear from furniture, or even little dragon talons, we can tackle those issues to have you back in a clean home that night. Sandless, dustless, odorless, done by dinner. Recoat Revolution. Go Dragons!
The Dragon Den is your home for the best selection of Dragon fan gear in town. We offer many styles and sizes, and we're your Dragon Hat headquarters. 100% of your purchase supports our student athletes and UIL sports grades 7 through 12. We're open weekly during all home football games and most Tuesdays and Fridays 11 to 2. We're everything Dragon. Interested in volunteering with us? We need adult and high school volunteers to work during hours we are open. That's the Dragon Den at Dragon Stadium. Go Dragons!
Hey, you Dragon fans, it's Julie Walter with the Baker Firm, Fidelity National Title in Southlake. I have some great news for all you homeowners. With school and football in full swing, this season will still be a great time to buy, sell, or refinance your home. At the start of football season, we will still see families moving into the Southlake area. Call your friends at the Baker Firm to get more information, and I promise you we will provide a smooth closing from beginning to end for your Dragon family. With our real estate attorney, Chris Baker, on hand 24/7, you will be sure to score a touchdown closing in our office. Protect the tradition with the Baker Firm.
Hey, Dragons, athletes, fans, and champions of all kinds. I'm Dr. Isabel Lopez at Life's Medicine, and my team and I are here to help you feel, recover, and perform at your absolute best. From guided weight loss to hormone balance, we create a personalized game plan for peak health. Boost your recovery with cryotherapy, recharge with red light therapy, and fuel your body with our powerful Slim Shots. Don't just cheer from the sidelines. Step into your own strongest and healthiest self. Visit us and let's build your winning season, both on and off the field, at Life's Medicine, where health meets performance. Go Dragons!
Welcome back to Dragon Stadium, the Feed Store Barbecue halftime show. Carroll up on Hebron 35-7 at the break. And we are joined in the booth tonight by the family that runs the Feed Store Barbecue. I almost said that runs the Feed Store Barbecue halftime show. You guys can run this as well if you want to. But the LeFavors up here at Dragon Stadium with us tonight. And I think we said West is going first, right? So make sure that mic is on. So, Wes, first of all, thank you guys for coming up here tonight. And it's okay. It's a family show.
Yeah.
It's thank you guys for coming up here tonight and for being part of our halftime show. You guys, longtime sponsors of Carroll football. What makes your barbecue so special?
I think the time that we put in as a family up there together to make everything the best we can. I mean, starting with our grandma and dad's mom, me all the favors, holding us to a very high standard, and then, like I said, just all of us together working as a team, and then incorporating, these employees. I mean, half of them are family too. They've been here so long; they're an extended part of our family, and I think that shows through the product we push out there.
Oh, I think that's absolutely true. You can feel the family when you go in there. The moment you step foot in that store, you know it's a family-run business. So, what's the best-selling item on the menu, would you say?
I would say it's our traditional cut certified Hereford beef brisket.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
definitely the best selling.
You're making
and it's
me
the
hungry
best
right
tasting.
now.
Now, I don't know that you can go to a barbecue place in Texas and not get the brisket. That is
100%.
That is the go-to anywhere you go. So, I mean, obviously, Feed Store has been there for a long time. What inspired you to open it, and what's kind of the backstory, how it came to be?
Well, I probably should have let Cameron answer this question, because it was his dad and my dad, Papa Bill. They ran it as a feed store together, and feed business was kind of dying out in Southlake. And, one day they joined. I think Matt called Dad and said, "Hey, we need to turn this into a barbecue restaurant." Been history from there.
Well, that's brilliant. That is absolutely brilliant. You talk about, just being a local business and giving back to the community. Maybe talk a little bit of what that means to y'all. Such a long tradition as a family here in Southlake, and just being part of that community.
Well, I mean, we've been here since '74, and the restaurant has done well. We did well through COVID. The community has done a lot to support us, and we feel like we owe the community a lot back. This is why you'll see us everywhere. We just, we have a good, loyal customer base. They stick with us, they stay with us, and we're greatly appreciative of them.
I remember I made several trips to the store during COVID, just the roadside drive your window down and get the barbecue, and that was so incredible.
Yeah. We quickly turned into a Chick-fil-A operations there for a little bit.
You only answer with my pleasure every time somebody said thank you?
Yeah.
So, start of the school year, start of September. What are some of the things going on at the store? Any deals, any specials that you guys have going on this fall?
What specials? I mean, we Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, we have Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday, chicken fried steak. Monday and Saturdays, we have burn-ins. We have a very large menu, so we can feed you no matter what your appetite is.
Well, if I'm it's the start of fall. It was like 90 degrees today.
Let's talk about it as we have it on the air. Come Thanksgiving and things like that. Anything you're doing in there, like just big cater items or pre-made briskets, things like that.
I know you want to get my anxiety going when we're talking about Thanksgiving already. I mean, let me get past opening weekend here, okay? Let's not bring up holidays just yet. But no, we offer. We're open Thanksgiving Day. As a matter of fact, we're open 10 to 2. And it's our biggest single day of the year. We do that many turkeys. It's literally, we're sleeping on the floors up there at night. On the tables, cooking turkeys and stuff, and getting ready for the holidays. So,
well, you guys, as we know, are local. You know a lot of the kids in the community on the football team. Is there anyone in uniform that you would trust to man the smokers over there at the feed store?
So I got two things. So in uniform, I probably trust any of the O-line boys. We're feeding one of their. They got family dinners they do once a week during the school year, and we're throwing in. I can't remember which one it is, but we're feeding that line. But the second one is the high school has the barbecue competition team, and one of their members named Preston, who's also on the band, who's about to be on the field. worked with us through the summer and works with he's trying to expand his little bit of barbecue knowledge, and he's working with us once a week now during school year and in the summer.
Awesome.
So getting to help him, and that's a real he's in the smokers, he's trimming briskets, he's cooking them. So
Awesome.
that's a pretty cool thing.
So that's not even a hypothetical. He's doing it.
He's doing it. He is in there helping, and he's learning, and I hope he doesn't graduate because I want him to keep working. He's good.
We want everyone to graduate.
Yeah.
Sure. Well, if I'm listening to the broadcast tonight and I haven't tried the feed store and I'm a first-time person to the store, what am I getting?
That's a tough call between the ribs or a traditional brisket. I'd probably suggest a 2-meat plate with both of them.
Yeah.
Get the brisket and the ribs.
Best ribs.
Usually a good choice.
The ribs are phenomenal. Everything's phenomenal at the feed store. The ribs are absolutely to die for.
Well, what about you guys, though? We just talked about what a first-time customer at the feed store needs to try. If you could only eat one of those menu items every meal for the rest of your life, which one are you going with? Y'all can all answer this one if you've each got a personal favorite.
Mine's a sausage.
Sausage?
I love our German style, smoked German style sausage.
Yeah.
I eat that every day.
Mine's pretty close. It's the jalapeno cheddar sausage.
I would say the ribs for me.
I'm going brisket. I can take a bite of a whole. Give me a whole brisket. I'm just taking bites of it.
You know
got
what?
a little bit of everything.
You know what I love about the feed store that some people don't know is your hamburgers are absolutely out of this world. They're one of the best hamburgers you can get around, as well as the best brisket in barbecue. It's just incredible.
Those burgers have our brisket in them. We're trimming down our own meat from the briskets and the fat, and we're grinding it, and we're mixing it in with that Hereford.
Yeah.
So it's all Hereford beef, and you're getting a good old-fashioned brisket burger in there too.
That's my mom's favorite. She'll go out there and get the hamburger.
Man, this whole interview is just making me hungry. We might have to swing by soon. Well, guys, thank you for coming up and chatting with us today. Where can people find you online? Where can people find more information about the feed store?
FeedStoreBBQ.com.
There you go.
And that is the LaFavors coming up to join us here at halftime on the Feed Store Barbecue Halftime Show.
And I want to say one thing for the feed store. Not only just sponsoring the broadcast, but everything you do in the community is absolutely incredible. So thank you very much.
Thank y'all. We appreciate it.
Thank you guys for making the time. Again, Mike, Cameron, Cammy, and Wes LaFavors coming up here to the broadcast booth at Dragon Stadium tonight at halftime of the halftime show that they sponsor. Thank you guys for all you do for Dragon Athletics. We'll take a break here at the half. It is Carroll 35, Hebron 7. The Feed Store Barbecue Halftime Show on the Dragon Sports Network.
Feed Store Barbecue on Whitechapel Boulevard in Southlake's been serving up great food to Dragon fans for over 20 years. Chopped brisket, pulled pork, and their signature ribs are just some of the reasons that people in Dragon Nation love Feed Store Barbecue. Call-in orders are welcome. They'd be happy to bring it out to your car if you want them to, or your truck. Order online at feedstorebbq.com and go Dragons.
You can trust your medical care at Southlake Dermatology. We have over 65 years of experience between Dr. Bowers, Dr. Tynard, and our 4 physician assistants. We treat a wide range of medical, surgical, and cosmetic concerns ranging from skin cancer, hair loss, rashes, increased sweating, and anti-aging. There are multiple new options for hair loss, such as Nutrafol supplements and PRP injections. View our services online at southlakedermatology.com.
This is Pastors John and Todd from White's Chapel in Southlake. White's Chapel is a church where it's all about Jesus. We're a place where real people make genuine connections, where it's okay not to be okay.
We're a church where grace is a lifestyle and where everyone has a place, from the lifelong believer to the unchurched or de-churched. We're here for you, and we'd like to invite you to join us for worship this weekend. Go Dragons!
Hello, Dragon fans. I'm Stephen Nelson, partner at Mills Wealth. Our team is celebrating our 25th year anniversary of helping Dragons succeed financially. As an independent firm, we aren't owned by a bank or an insurance company. Instead, we're fiduciaries doing only what we believe is best for our clients. If your finances need a second opinion, or would like to tap into our expertise, Come meet with our certified financial planners or CPAs and learn how we can help you win just like the Dragons. Look us up online or give us a call at millswealthadvisors.com.
Welcome back to the Feed Store Barbecue halftime show. At the break, it is Carroll 35 and Hebron 7. Chris Blake alongside Robert Clayton at Dragon Stadium. We were delayed by about an hour because of lightning tonight, so we're just now at halftime. And Robert, we've got a new feature here this season, Robert's Replay Room, and we've got a few plays we're going to check out here at halftime.
Really big fingers on a very small screen, Chris, so I'm going to try to do my best here. So, again, we're going to take a look at a few plays here from the half. We're going to start off first with the touchdown to
catches we've seen Boyd make, and he's made a lot of good ones. That one for the touchdown.
Absolutely. And then we're going to come back here. We're going to come here to the little pass to Blake Gunner, and this is one Blake Gunner just really sheds two would-be tacklers, and then it's all second effort. And Young Bucks watching and listening, you just got to take a moment here and just watch what Blake Gunner did. And he did this as a sophomore, and he's continuing here as a junior. Watch him copy this is little pop pass, a fake to Biggers, and then again, just watch the effort by Blake Gunter here. You have two defenders coming up right here. Keep it going. And just watch. Puts his head down, makes it a football play, gets north, and he's trying to get down the sidelines. Incredible job. Great job getting separation from the Hebron defense.
So those receivers for the Dragons have had a big first half. Boyd, 4 catches for 74 yards. Gunter, 3 for 123.
Again, we're showing here, this is one of the first plays of the game to Blake Gunter again. I love this because you had Brenda's eyes and the shifting they did. It brought the safety out of position, and watch, the corner doesn't even know that Blake Gunter is coming around here, and he's just going to do a little wheel route there right behind the defense. And watch him, he is all alone on the back end and takes it all the way to the house. What a cut by Blake Gunter. All he does is see pay dirt. Incredible job, and what a half by Blake Gunter.
So Gunter had 3 grabs, 123 yards, and the touchdown in the first half. For Angelo Renda, 13 of 14, 313 passing yards in the first half, including those 2 touchdowns, 1 to Boyd and 1 to Gunter. It has been all Carroll here in the first half tonight.
Unbelievable job by the Dragons. And I think not only on the offensive side, just executing, picking up where they left off last week. And the defense has done a terrific job. They had the 1 score there in the second quarter. But again, they're playing on all cylinders. And again, I'm really excited about Luke Jacquemart and Davis Penn back in the lineup. It is great to see those young men.
Well, we'll take another timeout here on the Feed Store Barbecue halftime show. We'll come back, talk a little bit about the first half stats, and take a look at scores from around the area on the Dragon Sports Network.
Hey, Dragon fans, this is Robert Clayton with the Clayton team at Clayton Real Estate. Karen Young and I have been proudly serving Southlake for over 30 years in residential resale, family owned and operated, and former Dragons. Being a Dragon graduate, you truly understand what it means to be a Dragon. Tradition, excellence, and a winning team. That's what we provide our clients, the best service and experience in the industry with a winning tradition. Dragons representing Dragons. Call us today at 817-894-4152 or visit us on the web at www.dragonrealtors.com. Go Dragons.
Looking for a roofer who truly knows Southlake? My name is Chad Cross, owner of CLC Roofing, a longtime Southlake resident who's proud to serve this community. For decades, we have protected Dragon Country with roofs built to handle the scorching sun, sudden hail, and high winds, all while keeping your homes looking beautiful. CLC Roofing proudly supports the Carroll ISD, the Carroll Booster Club, and local events. Supporting Southlake is part of who we are. We know every HOA standard, city code, and neighborhood nuance because we live here too. When the storm hits, we're not hours away. We're already in your community, ready to help the moment you need us. Our crews are safety certified and led by project managers who always focus on details. From minor repairs to full replacements, we bring expert craftsmanship and clear communication to every project. We only install top-tier roofing materials, and as an Owens Corning Platinum Preferred contractor, we can offer extended warranties most roofers cannot, because trust and quality go hand in hand. Protect the tradition, Southlake.
Looking for a place the whole family will love? Come check out Champions Club at the Mark Southlake. Conveniently located off Southlake Boulevard in Bicentennial Park, Champions Club is your local, safe, and fun destination for fitness, play, and connection. From state-of-the-art workout spaces and exciting group fitness classes to our aquatic center, indoor courts, and party rentals, there's something for everyone. Make Champions Club your home for health, recreation, and family fun. Join today and discover what it means to live like a champion. Go Dragons!
We continue at halftime from Dragon Stadium on the Feed Store Barbecue Halftime Show. Chris Blake with Robert Clayton. And let's take a look at some of the stats from our statistician, Monty Clegg, tonight. And as you would expect by the score of 35-7, this has been all Dragons. Carroll has gained 313 yards through the air. Much more conservative on the ground. The Dragons have racked up just 33 rushing yards so far tonight. But Angelo Renda has been outstanding, connecting on deep balls to his three top receivers in Brock Boyd, Blake Gunter, and Brody Nose. Overall, Renda 13 for 14, 313 yards and 2 touchdowns. Big plays to Boyd, Gunter, and Knowles. Boyd and Gunter have scored touchdowns. Knowles got him inside the 10-yard line on one of his longest receptions. And then we've seen Brooks Biggers punch in 2 rushing touchdowns, and Davis Penn score 1 on the ground for the Dragons as well. And Robert, a stat the coaching staff will be happy to see is that the Dragons are a perfect 5 for 5 on third downs.
I think overall you've got to be happy. The biggest thing is there's no turnovers on the Dragon offense, which is great. You know, Renda's had a terrific first half. You spread the wealth out, and they haven't had a whole lot of time to establish a run game because they're scoring at will at any time. But when they've had to rely on the run game, they've been able to do that and been able to punch it into the end zone. So overall, I think if you're Riley, Dodge, and company, you've got to be pretty happy about that first half.
For Hebron tonight, the quarterback Brady Brock, 10 for 23 for 90 yards and a touchdown. Ridge Lias also 1 for 1 for 6 yards. 2 of those receptions have gone to Ahmad Ware for 20 yards. Drew Costers got 8 for 22. Asen McCray Jones, 1 for 4. Ethan Hellig has 2 for 17. And Tyler Hoke, 5 for 48. On the ground, McCray Jones leading the way with 7 carries for 13 yards. Brock has 10 for 34. Elias 2 for 2. And the Hawks are 4 for 9 on third downs tonight, 2 of 2 on fourth down. As we take a look at some scores from around North Texas tonight, a lot of games got started late due to weather delays. So there are some games that either are nearing the end or have already gone final this evening. They're still early on in Allen, the Eagles leading Cedar Hill 14-0. They've mostly gotten this one in Arlington, and maybe a little bit of a surprise here. Keller leading Arlington Bowie 37-30 in the fourth quarter. The Indians scoring 20 points in the third quarter to pull ahead of Bowie there. Also going on tonight, a tight one in Coppell. The Cowboys hosting Waxahachie. Waxahachie on top 17-16. One of the biggest games in the area. Duncanville leading South Oak Cliff 35-21. That one is also in the fourth quarter. A late start in Flower Mound where Marcus trails at home against Arlington 7-0. Keller Central beating up on Grand Prairie 55-20 in the fourth quarter. A little bit maybe a surprising offensive showing from Central in that one for the Chargers. Haltom goes down at home against Mansfield Lake Ridge 40-27 tonight. Hebron's opponent last week, Dallas Jesuit, losing at home right now to New Orleans Jesuit 10-6. Keller Timber Creek at home against South Grand Prairie. SGP up 42-21, that one in the fourth quarter. A low-scoring game, Lancaster and Aledo. It's 8-0 Aledo in the fourth quarter of that one.
Well, this is a Lancaster team that is going to play Hebron next week, and this Lancaster team also played a very tight game. I believe it was against Crowley, correct?
Yes. So Lancaster, one of those teams in southern Dallas County that has really had a resurgence over the last several years. A lot of good football being played down there right now. And before we get to the second half, let's take one more break here on the Feed Store Barbecue Halftime Show. It's Carroll 35, Hebron 7 on the Dragon Sports Network.
For mission-critical business litigation in Texas, business owners and executives trust Sean McCaskill and the law firm of Godwin Bowman PC. My wife Laura and I are 20-year residents of Southlake and the proud parents of 4 dragons. I've been a dedicated volunteer in Southlake for the past 13 years, including serving 7 years on Southlake City Council. I'm the president and managing shareholder at Godwin Bowman, which was established in Dallas in 1980 to serve clients with business litigation issues all the way to the Texas Supreme Court. I've been with the firm for over 20 years, and I'm board certified in civil appellate law by the Texas Board of Legal Specialization. Please consider me, Sean McCaskill, and the law firm of Godwin Bowman for your business litigation needs. Please visit our website at www.godwinbowman.com for more information. I promise you that we'll provide big city experience together with small town service.
Talk is cheap when it comes to saving our country. We're not just any cell phone service provider. We're Patriot Mobile. It's not enough to simply talk about values. We live them. Defending life, protecting our First and Second Amendments, and celebrating our military and first responder heroes. We're boots on the ground making a difference. We're America's only Christian conservative wireless provider with nationwide coverage on all 3 major networks and 100% U.S.-based customer service. Join Patriot Mobile today and make an impact every time you use your cell phone.
Are you considering buying or selling your home in Southlake? I'm Kim Bedwell with Briggs Freeman Sotheby's International Realty, and I would love to assist you. Recognized as one of the top professionals in Southlake by both industry peers and clients, I am a proud mother of 2 dragons and have been a resident of this amazing community for over 20 years. I know Southlake inside and out, and I am committed to ensuring your real estate journey is seamless and successful. You can find me at kimbedwell.com. Kim Bedwell Real Estate, delivering the highest level of experience and results in Southlake and beyond. Go Dragons!
Hey everyone, this is Michael Baum, General Manager at Hearst and Louisville Autoplex. We are longtime supporters of all things Dragons. This season, if you want to show up to the game in style, come see me or Brees Higgins, where we have the largest selection of late model, high-end, pre-owned trucks and SUVs. As a family-owned and operated dealership, we'll treat you like part of our family. Come see us on either side of the Metroplex and get a new ride today. Shop us online 24/7 at HurstAutoplex.com. Go Dragons!
We are just about ready for the start of the third quarter at Dragon Stadium. Chris Blake alongside Robert Clayton, director Tim Polster, statistician Monty Clegg tonight. Carroll on top of Hebron 35-7 at halftime. Dragons scored on every offensive possession in the first half. The lone Hebron touchdown coming on a short pass from Brady Brock to Tyler Hoke. For Carroll, 2 touchdowns tonight for Brooks Biggers. He's now got 4 on the year, 1 for Davis Penn, 1 for Brock Boyd, and 1 for Blake Gunter. And Carroll will receive the ball first here in the second half, so a chance to add on for Riley Dodge's team. Hebron set to kick this one away. The kicker for the Hawks, who did miss a first half field goal, is Cameron Allen. He was first team All-District a year ago. And he'll be kicking to Brock Boyd and Blake Gunter. Allen puts the foot into it. Low line drive kick that is going to sail through the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Kickoff by Cameron Allen.
Broadcast tonight, as it is each and every week, presented by White's Chapel Methodist Church, as Carroll gets set to take over at its own 25-yard line.
Carroll in the offense finished very, very well in the first half. They came out with that 2-minute offense with about a minute 50 left. Did a great job executing down the field, resulting in a touchdown. Let's see if they can pick up where they left off in the first half.
It is Biggers out there at running back once again to start the half for the Dragons. Mackey in the slot right. They'll give it to Biggers on first down, running left side. Picks up 2.
Again, starting with the run, and they're here in the first half with Biggers. I'm not sure if we're going to see Davis Penn back tonight. I'm not sure there's reason to get him back into the game. Lean on Biggers and Phillips if they can.
Maybe just an opportunity to get Penn some touches in game action at full speed. They motion a receiver out to the right. Into the flat it goes to Mackey. Couple of receivers out there blocking for him, trying to get it outside, and is forced out of bounds right at the 35-yard line. That should move the chains.
You love putting Gunter in motion, getting him out on the perimeter. Again, you have 2 receivers out there blocking their tails off, and Mackey doing a great job with the ball in space, getting a first down. Again, these perimeter Dragon receivers, they do so much more than just catching the ball and getting first downs. They will be sacrificing their own selves blocking-wise for their companion. Terrific job.
And Riley Dodge has told us before, if you don't want to block, you can't play receiver for the Dragons.
100%. And I'll tell you this, Chris, that is echoed all the way from the youth leagues.
Timeout, Southlake. First time out of the half.
So Riley Dodge using his first timeout of the second half here early in the third quarter. Timeouts are brought to you by Dragon Special Olympics, and we will take the break as well. Just a minute, 6 seconds into this quarter. It's still Carroll 35 and Hebron 7 on the Dragon Sports Network.
Recoat Revolution, your one-day floor solution. I'm Joe Worrell, Southlake resident, Air Force veteran, and proud father of 2 dragons. Our one-day sandless, dustless process refreshes flooring without the mess, smell, and expense of traditional refinishing. If your floors have damage, wear from furniture, or even little dragon talons, we can tackle those issues to have you back in a clean home that night. Sandless, dustless, odorless, done by dinner. Recoat Revolution. Go Dragons!
On first down, Renda will throw, has time, lofts one up down the left sideline. It is incomplete. Into double coverage. Blake Gunter was the intended receiver. One of those players in coverage once again was Cortland Whitkoff, who Robert, we've called his name a lot on this Hebron defense.
Again, he's one of those outside linebackers for this Hebron defense. He is active. He's all over the film when you watch it, and he's a terrific player just on that perimeter. And I tell you what, they use him an awful lot, just getting pressures and in coverage.
So second down, trips to the right, one receiver left side of the screen. They get it to Boyd in the flat. He is going to be stood up and pushed back to the line of scrimmage. First guy there was Aaron McCardle, the linebacker for Hebron.
Yeah, it seems like they're pressing a little bit here on this edge, not giving as much room to the Dragon receivers as they had in the first half.
So they'll give Boyd forward progress up to the 38. It'll be 3rd and 7 for Carroll here. Dragons have converted every third down they've faced so far tonight. Renda dropping back to pass. Steps up into the pocket, throws over the middle. It skips on the turf, falls incomplete. Knowles was the intended receiver.
A good awareness by Renda, stepping up in the pocket. Probably wants that throw back just a little bit to Knowles. They almost had a strike there for the first down.
So no Zach Hayes tonight. Something to watch here on the punt team. So Gavin Strange, who's the team's kicker, will be handling punt responsibilities. Carroll did not punt last week. Flags fly.
And there's a flag.
Ball start on the offense, number 31. 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
Deep snapper for the Dragons is Cody Williford. Coster will receive this kick for the Hawks. So Strange with his first punt of the season, end over end, bounces across the 45-yard line and out of bounds. So it'll be Hebron ball at their own 44. Carroll does not score for the first time tonight. And we have the sirens going off here indicating a lightning strike within 10 miles of Dragon Stadium. Just 2 minutes into the second half. We were delayed by lightning by about an hour or so for the opening kickoff, and have another lightning delay here with 10 minutes and 2 seconds to go in the third quarter.
We're getting used to this, Chris. I'm not sure if I like it or not. But this is a different one. We haven't really seen this coming out of the second half. You had it in the first half before the game, and now the second half, and that's tough to get one series in to head into the locker room.
So we will take a break as the teams head back into the locker room. The fans will be asked to clear the stadium, and we will stay here and keep you entertained as we await the resumption. Is that a word? Resumption of play here at Dragon Stadium. So just over 10 minutes to go in the third quarter. It's Carroll 35 and Hebron 7. We are in a lightning delay in Southlake. Our broadcast brought to you by White's Chapel Methodist Church on the Dragon Sports Network.
Dr. Angela Bowers would like to invite you to visit Southlake Dermatology, which serves patients throughout the Metroplex in medical, surgical, and cosmetic dermatology. We recommend always using a zinc oxide sunscreen, such as Elta MD, and utilizing HelioCare, which is a sun protective pill. We have seen the incidence of skin cancers on the rise, including melanoma, which is the most harmful type. With yearly skin checks, we will be able to find skin cancer much earlier. Read about skin cancer and sunscreen options online at southlakedermatology.com.
As a Dragon, it's all about protecting the tradition. As a church, it's our mission to make more deeply committed followers of Jesus. This is Todd Renner from White's Chapel in Southlake. For over 150 years, White's Chapel has been a part of this community. And though times have changed, our need for the gospel of Jesus Christ, our need to worship and grow and serve, our need to shine the light into the darkness hasn't. That's why White's Chapel is a church where tradition meets today.
Hey, did you hear? Somebody didn't want Feed Store barbecue. That's right, it's true. One fella the other day, he wanted Feed Store chicken fried steak, and another asked for a Feed Store hamburger. And one scamp, well, he even had the nerve to ask for Feed Store burn ends. Yeah, Feed Store is famous for its barbecue, but there's so much more. Order online at feedstorebbq.com and go Dragons.
We are in another lightning delay at Dragons Stadium just after the start of the third quarter. Dragons on top of the Hebron Hawks 35-7. Both teams won their week one matchup. Carroll 49-0 over Midland. Hebron 31-3 over Jesuit. And the Dragons have been a bit snake-bitten by lightning so far this season. Delays before the Midland game and tonight's game, and now a delay during the third quarter of this one. So we will we'll be here waiting out.
Chris has promised entertainment and to keep you entertained tonight. So we'll see what he has up his sleeve to make sure we keep the viewers here in the action.
Well, we're going to go to the drawing board on that right now. We'll be here. We'll jump on and update you with any information as we get it. I did get an alert that there is a severe thunderstorm warning in the area, and it looks like on the radar there is a little bit of rain moving across from west to east over Fort Worth area right now. So we'll be here keeping an eye on it and let you know when we will resume play tonight. But we are going to step aside. We'll leave the shot up. We'll leave the clock up. You can see the field. Dragons up 35-7 in the third quarter on the Dragons Sports Network. Chris Blake and Robert Clayton back at Dragon Stadium, where with 10 minutes and 2 seconds to go in the third quarter, they just made an announcement over the public address system that they have called the remainder of this game. So Carroll will come away with a rain-shortened 35-7 win after guys got ready to come out of the locker room, got to play 2 minutes of a half. From a player's standpoint, you got to be a little bit disappointed that you got ready to go in the second half and the lightning struck so quickly.
Well, yes, but I also think at the same time, Chris, as an athlete, you already had one delay being in the game, and then you're coming back into another delay, and there isn't an end in sight. You got to start working it, just thinking about the wear and tear on the body, injuries caused, is it really worth it? And ultimately, it's not. I think they have enough film from that first half that they can at least make some adjustments and build off of that.
And I'm sure part of what went into that decision is that the forecast doesn't look promising for this area. It looks like there's probably some rain coming in. There's more lightning now than we saw earlier before the game. So coach is probably figuring, even if we did wait, it would be well over an hour before they got to restart this one. But what we saw in the first half from this Carroll team, very good. The offense scored touchdowns on all 5 possessions. Defense holding a Hebron team with a lot of good skill players to just 7 points.
Yeah, and I think, what Southlake wanted to set out to do, I think they accomplished it. And I think that first half, they were nearly unstoppable every single drive. The only drive they didn't score on tonight was their first drive of the second half. And so, ultimately, I don't know how much there is more to gain in a game like this. But again, the next 2 weeks are going to be a tested week with Byron Nelson and Trinity.
And you mentioned those next 2 weeks. Carroll, playing in a 9-team district, only has 2 non-district games, so not a ton of runway leading up to the start of district play. And just like last year, the Dragons starting with 2 of the best teams in this district. So certainly a challenge coming up next week on the road at Byron Nelson in what is always a rivalry game.
Well, last time we played at Byron Nelson versus Byron Nelson or at Northwest Stadium, they didn't come out with a win. Yep. It was a tough night for the Dragons. So it's a different environment, but it's good to be tested and actually getting into district. You get into it pretty quickly here with this 9-team district. And so, I think they've done enough so far with adversity the first 2 weeks. I think, if anything, it just lets them get rested up. Hey, boys, come into the field house tomorrow on Saturday. Let's move on to Byron Nelson, and let's go forward.
Well, Carroll does come away with the win. 35-7 tonight over Hebron in a weather-shortened game. Coincidentally, still has not been a drop of rain that has fallen at Dragon Stadium despite all of these delays. We were delayed about an hour before opening kickoff, and then the delay right at the start of the third quarter causing this one to end early. So that'll do it for us here from Dragon Stadium tonight. We will talk to you next week from Northwest ISD Stadium in Justin, where Carroll will kick off district play at 7 o'clock against Byron Nelson. We'll be on the air with the Clayton & Clayton Real Estate pregame show starting at 6:30. So for our director, Tim Polster, statistician, Monty Clegg, and for Robert Clayton, Chris Blake saying goodnight from Southlake, where the Dragons top the Hawks 35-7 on the Dragon Sports Network.
This week's Dragon football broadcast has been brought to you by White's Chapel United Methodist Church, Feed Store Barbecue, Kim Bedwell Briggs Freeman Sotheby's, Godwin Bowman PC, The Baker Firm Fidelity National Title, Recoat Revolution, The Mark Southlake, Life's Medicine, Clayton & Clayton Real Estate, Hearst Autoplex, Southlake Dermatology, CLC Roofing, Patriot Mobile, The Dragon Den, and Mills Wealth Management. Thanks for joining us, and go Dragons.